What?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, January 27th, 2023. This sports show starts now.
Football
has its championship weekend starting tomorrow. Now, the games are on Sunday, but we enter championship weekend in less than 24 hours. Let's get excited. Let's find out who the two teams are going to be, who are going to be vying for Lambeau in Phoenix, Arizona, who's going to be crowned the kings of the NFL in the 2022-2023 NFL season. 4 teams are left.
Wow. Good.
The best 4 teams have made it to the AFC and NFC championship. And obviously you can say that every single year, but if you go back to about week 13, week 14, maybe even week 12, you would have been able to put your finger on these 4 teams, and maybe the Buffalo Bills would have been in there instead of the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Cincinnati Bengals have obviously been using that as motivation, but nonetheless, Joey Burrow and the boys are ready to go into Kansas City and take on the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs, who obviously have an ailing quarterback who doesn't look bad at all. An entire point swing, a favorite flip has happened since Patrick Mahomes' ankle has been revealed as not as nearly as injured as anybody could have expected, including Patrick Mahomes. And on the NFC side, the Philadelphia Eagles and the 49ers kind of quiet this week.
A little bit. Both sides.
All conversation has been around Patrick Mahomes and his ankle on the AFC side. The NFC side, not a lot of chatter. What does that mean? We will dive into it all today. We'll make our official picks. We will break down things that nobody else is breaking down because that's what this show does. That's what this program's about. And today on this Feel Good Friday, we're going to have a blast. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Boys, how you doing?
Fantastic, pal. How you doing today?
Boston lost both.
Oh, no.
Yeah, last night, both the Bruins and the Celtics lost last night. First time that's happened in a long time. You guys are fucking dead.
Hey,
Congrats on
them being the football season champs.
Yeah.
It was a good run.
Doesn't matter. No one's paying attention.
Bruins still going to break the record. But, hey, when, both teams are the 1 seed in their respective leagues, you get everybody's best shot, and that's what we want. So we'll be just fine come, April, May, when this stuff really starts to matter.
Now, basketball and hockey do not matter right now, except for if the Pittsburgh Penguins are playing. Welcome back, Chris Letang. They obviously win as soon as he returns. That guy's big-time handsome and big-time awesome.
They beat the Caps last night, right?
Turns out Ovechkin was just sitting in his fucking office there during one power play, and I got it tweeted to me about 100 times. Ovechkin was actually sitting there with his stick like this, just standing there like this during a power play, just parked in his office.
Sure.
As the puck was getting passed around, just standing like this, and then all of a sudden the fucking kick goes, goal. All right, see you later.
That's Ovechkin.
And it doesn't matter right now, though.
Well, the Pens have never played him before, so why would they know that that's...
Doesn't matter. He does it to everyone. He's literally done it to every team in the league for about 15 years now. No one's stopping it.
Yeah, and that's just how it's going to be. And follow-up, nobody cares about hockey right now.
No.
To be clear, we will care at some point, and that's when the Pens are making a run for the Stanley Cup for Lordo.
I worry about that.
Yeah, a lot of people are, including myself, if you watch any of their games. That team doesn't look fast enough to win a Stanley Cup, but, hey, we knew that going into the season. The Celtics, though, I watched that game last night.
Yeah.
Dahn and out. Huge comeback to put that thing into overtime.
Massive.
And Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown.
2 missed free throws to basically win that thing at the end.
Yeah,
and then,
down by 1.
And then Randall laughing in his face, and then he goes down there and drains it on the other end. And obviously, there's a lot of shout-outs to Kobe because yesterday was the anniversary. If you want to call an anniversary as a positive thing, this would be a negative thing of when Kobe and Gia passed away in that helicopter crash alongside some other people. So there was a lot of great quotes coming out of a lot of players talking about it. Randall talked about it immediately after the game. I was watching along. But nonetheless, the Celtics suck. So do the Bruins.
Well,
Boston's dead.
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Absolutely.
That's a shame that that's
Shame.
taking place.
No,
We're
yeah.
bummed. That's a great city.
Not at all.
It is?
Ty, speaking of dead, are the Packers dead?
Oh, God, we'll see, huh?
Nathaniel Hackett.
We'll see.
Nathaniel Hackett hired as the offense coordinator for the New York Jets.
That does not worry me.
Seeing a lot more people start piecing it together. That is strictly because of the Aaron Rodgers move.
Sure.
Bob Saleh, head coach of the New York Jets, at his press conference, we are committed to bringing in a veteran quarterback. Is that veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers now that they signed Nathaniel Hackett? And if you fully embrace the Jordan Love era that is on its way, that could potentially be happening just next year.
No, not really, because it's kind of one of those things where until Rodgers isn't on the roster, I'm not even going to think about that. There's no reason to put the cart before the horse and act like he's gone and the next phase of Packer football is here. I don't think Nathaniel Hackett being the Jets OC is a done deal. Oh, Rodgers is going there. Everyone did this last year when he got the Broncos head coaching job. Hey, it's a done deal. They're a quarterback away. They're going to get Rodgers. That's why they hired Hackett. That didn't happen. I'm not so sure this is going to happen. So at this moment in time, no, I'm not worried about it. If, things start to move a little bit more in that direction, then we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But at this point,
that's what Joe Judge kept saying to Mac Jones whenever Mac Jones would have questions.
Exactly.
Mac Jones said, we'll cross that bridge whenever it comes, and it will come live in the game, and then Mac Jones will act like a little bitch on the field. And that was mostly probably because he was saying literally exactly what I asked if it was going to happen. You guys didn't have answers for me. You're supposed to be the greatest coaching staff on earth. Allegedly, that is what's being reported. Let's also talk about some more breaking news that's happening around the NFL, including the Jets and the Packers. LaFleur, little brother of head coach of the Packers, LaFleur, is now the offense coordinator with the Rams, and Sean McVay all come from that same Shanahan-McVay tree.
Yep.
So the Jets fire their offense coordinator and younger brother, LaFleur. He is now back with the Rams. Tevin Diggs, this means Zach Wilson's going to the Los Angeles Rams?
Either Zach Wilson, Mike White, or Flacco. I was trying to figure out which one the Rams want. Probably Flacco.
Flacco's Hollywood.
Yeah.
One half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tevin Diggs. Anything we need to be keeping an eye on as we go into this championship weekend, pal, when it comes to the gambling? Because we only have a couple weeks left to really win all the money we possibly can from those assholes at FanDuel.
Yeah, as far as the gambling concerned, Niners-Eagles opened up 2.5, stayed 2.5. That's where it is all weekend long, or it's been all week long. The movement, Chiefs opened up favorites, went to dogs, back to favorites. Now, I reached out.
What does that mean?
I reached out to a source.
Okay.
I was told that early sharp money was coming in on the Bengals, which led to them becoming the favorites. And then once the videos of Mahomes coming out and started and in the press conference and his ankle and practice and stuff like that, they've had more and more Chiefs money coming in. So that's what led to the move back to the Chiefs being the favorite. But if you look at the FanDuel site and it shows where the money's at now, which is a nice little addition to the FanDuel site, the money is still this weekend on the Bengals and on the Eagles, over 70%, I believe, in both.
That's crazy to think of because they're going into Arrowhead, which is obviously 142 decibels, the loudest stadium in the history of stadiums. Travis Kelce, for that information on the New Heights pod, just reminding everybody, whenever he was asked about the Burrowhead situation with what Eli Apple and the boys were saying on the sideline while they're beating the Buffalo Bills, a camera shoved in their face, and they're obviously feeling themselves in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Just completely locked down Josh Allen and Buffalo. A lot of stats coming out about Josh Allen.
Yeah, interesting.
Josh Allen is getting dragged. And I think this is good for Josh Allen because it feels like Josh Allen's going to eat all this and come back better than ever. But this Buffalo Bills team, I think, let down a lot of people. And since a lot of people were let down by the Buffalo Bills, now a lot of people who had a lot of hope in the Buffalo Bills are trying to tear down the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, more specifically, his numbers were compared to Jared Goff's numbers this year.
Right.
And no offense to Jared Goff, that's not good whenever that's taking place if you're Josh Allen. Certainly a fascinating situation, but the Chiefs is the Chiefs. Chiefs win this and then go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. We're in the middle of a dynasty right now.
Big time.
We're in the middle of a dynasty right now with the Kansas City Chiefs, not only AFC Championship and obviously the lost last year, but they've already won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Already got an MVP. Andy Reid already cemented his first ballot, obviously, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Patrick Mahomes already cemented in his young career first ballot Hall of Famer. Travis Kelce already cemented first ballot Hall of Famer. So you're talking about we're in the middle of a potential dynasty. They would have to win again.
Yes.
And they're 30% of the money, and that's all because of the ankle, you think? Or is it because everybody's starting to recognize that this Bengals team is a bunch of dogs who aren't scared to go into your trap and take your trap?
Early in the week, I think it was a mixture of the ankle and just how dominant the Bengals looked against the Bills. And then, obviously, the Chiefs did not cover again. So, when you just continuously don't cover, bettors start to...
32 seconds left, hit a field goal, it's meaningless, and then an onside kick, and then you don't cover.
They're 2-8-1 against the spread in their last 11 games. So, when you continuously... They're a great football team, but when you continuously don't cover, bettors bettors don't forget that. And when the Bengals are
I've lost a lot of money on this.
the
shit.
Bengals are the best ATS team in the NFL. I think a lot of that has to do with it as well. Is like, hey, this team has been good to me all year as far as winning money. This team has not been good to me all year as far as winning money. This team looked great against the Bills. This one got backdoored against the Jaguars, and there was a fumble in the red zone, stuff like that, and the ankle and stuff. I think that's probably why you're seeing it that way.
So the spread, and I feel like we talk about this once a year probably. It's not necessarily what they think is going to happen in the game. It's the number that they think they'll be able to get the most similar amount of money on both sides, right?
Yeah, they want basically the book's goal is to get money, equal money on each side, so that no matter who wins or loses the game, they still get the juice, which is the minus 110, the 10 cents that you're paying on the dollar, so that they make all that money and they don't lose any of the side money. That's the situation. I mean, I don't think it rarely happens like that, or sometimes the books just feel strong enough about the side
and they don't move.
Correct.
Like 70% of the money on the Bengals. Who knows what's going to come in late? Because we still got another Saturday day and Sunday morning.
Yep. Exactly.
There's still a lot of time for the sharp money, which I believe Tevin Diggs and Gump and the boys at Hammer Down were for a little bit. I don't know if they still are.
Depends on the sport.
AJ Hawk certainly on a heater right now, and we are going to utilize his brain to put together our Super Boost for Championship Weekend because we need to hit another one.
Hell yeah.
We hit last week. We hit this week. That means we're hitting in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
So that's just like indicator stuff. So we're definitely going to have that. But like the sharp money people are accounts that are flagged by sports books. Hey, these are smart gamblers. So whatever they're doing with their money, we need to take account for. So whenever they bank a bet, we are going to watch. There's a email that is sent. Hey, big fucking brain gambler just did this. Do we need to reset it? That happens. That's called the sharp money. There is a lot of late sharp money moves that happen. That's why you see a line change potentially like an hour before a game kicks off or 30 minutes before a game kicks off. Do we think they're already in and they were on the Bengals early?
They normally get in early. Normally. Or they'll get in early to attempt to move the line. But also I read an article. There's a certain state that came online recently that is pounding the Bengals. Which is also
it's talking about the state of Ohio.
Which is also part of these numbers.
Well, which is also a part of the boost that we have potentially been sent into our group from AJ Hawk.
PA's legal. Okay. Eagles are getting 70%. Ohio's legal. Bengals are getting 70%. I don't think that
California's not legal.
Correct. Nope. I don't think that's a coincidence. I'm not sure about Kansas City and Missouri, or Kansas and Missouri.
I don't think so.
To be honest.
Missouri, I don't think is.
I don't think they are.
So that would make a lot of sense.
Part of it, yeah.
That would be a part of it, and they got to calculate that.
Sure.
Wait, is this just our customers, or is this overall as a whole? Certainly a fascinating thing that's taking place. We got good games.
Oh, unbelievable!
I completely forgot about Bengals Chiefs.
Yes,
this year.
Late game, too.
Foxy just showed the commercial of it yesterday where we talked about it immediately afterwards.
Yep.
And we actually, the quote that I say in there is, boys, we got to watch a playoff game just yesterday. Here it is. AFC Championship game, 2 dogs, right? Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, 2 dogs. Team surrounded by absolute dogs. They're going to compete. We're not talking about just a team getting blown out and quitting and looking bad. I don't think either of these teams have the capability of doing that.
No.
And then whenever you look at the Niners and Eagles, you're talking about good versus good yet again.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a fucking great Sunday. I think the NFL is very excited about what's taking place.
Yeah, this feels like the best championship Sunday that we've had in a long, long time. And when you're thinking about the gambling part of it, like the Chiefs' record against the spread's terrible. They haven't had any spreads, below 3. Like this is a 1.5.
A lot of those are 8.5.
Exactly.
Right. 9.5.
Yep.
I think they had a 12.5 at one point that they didn't hit.
Like
I only know that because I've
bet on them.
I've bet on them every single time. Did somebody just?
I think it was an avalanche.
Is that snow off the roof?
I want to let everybody know we're in the middle of a football conversation. We will certainly do this for another 2.5 hours. We have started the relationship building process with the murder of crows that live on the property.
Yep,
That's right.
Smart.
So a murder is what you call a flock of crows. And the murder of crows that came with this property when we purchased it are a badass group of crows.
Oh, yeah. Muggers.
We're talking about some dogs as crow.
Yes.
This particular murder rolls deep, they roll thick, and they are menaces. Blowing out our windows up here because they know this. They know the way the building is built. They know when they can get in, where they can't get in. They know everything about this place. They sit on all of our cars, shit on them all, let them know that we're in their property. So today I tried to go shake their hunts.
Right.
Gave them a donut. We learned on the internet they also like peanuts. We'll be bringing those in. And allegedly crows, once they see your face, they will recognize you again. And if you feed them, they appreciate it. So we are trying to shake the Hans of of this murder of crows.
That's right.
That started today. I think that's going to help with a lot of the other shit we have going on around here.
Yeah, it's a smart move because the one thing you don't want to do is cross these things, especially when you got a murder
Can't
like
be crossing crows.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we already know their affinity for Bill's truck. You know, they kind of hang it whenever we get in here. They kind of just hang out in his truck bed. I don't know what he's got, what it smells like back there. That could be part of the reason. But, you know, giving them an olive branch today, like, this is a good start. This is a good start because we go too much farther along down this road without kind of, as you say, you know, trying to shake their hands. We might have a serious issue on our hands.
There was a chance some of these crows are going to be living in here just a couple weeks ago whenever they blasted out all of our windows.
Correct.
And you think, like, crows don't just blast out windows, do they? They do.
They do.
They would get up here and they would tag each other out. They were a tag team.
Yep.
Smart.
One crow would pink, 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 pink. And then another one would come in, same exact spot. That one would go rest on Bill's truck.
Yep.
Come back, hit it again. So we're trying to befriend these fucking things. I think it's the right play.
Yeah.
And I think if anything we've learned about crows, they will remember this and they will appreciate this.
Yes.
Now, to be clear, those are real birds.
Well, the crow real bird is in the air right now. I said this. I'm going to have to do a little more inspecting, especially as we're, you know, watching them consume food. Let's see them digest it. Let's see what it comes out as, and also let's see what happens with the internet here. I'm, you know, looking around right now. Some of the lights, you know, they're on, but we'll see how long that lasts. I want to see what the repercussions are from these birds because, sure, feeding them is great. If we miss a feeding, if we give them something they don't want.
Oh, no, you're saying
what's going to happen? What are those crows going to do after? Maybe we give them cashews by accident and not peanuts. Are they going to get pissed? Are they going to turn all our lights off?
Well, we wouldn't do that because we're not fucking buffoons.
Sure.
Crows can do physics, I learned earlier. So
What's that?
crows can do physics problems.
They can
Because
also
the way they
use,
broke down the donuts there?
No, I read it on the internet. The crows.
Yeah, it was a report.
apparently they can use
understand.
human tools as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Also, cashew superior, not so I would think they would be pleasantly.
No, well, I don't think the crows feel that way. Their palates are a little bit differently. Allegedly, peanuts are the unsalted peanuts are.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Another
I mean,
avalanche.
They know what we're talking about now, and they're
that was a big old sheet ice.
Camera's
sliding
actually
off the-
shaking.
Yeah.
yeah. See, this is why I'm worried. Because look, you fed them, and now they're hungry. They got to taste the
Oh,
donuts.
so you think they're going up there and breaking apart
Yeah.
the glacier
Yeah.
that is on the ceiling?
I'm worried they
Yeah,
might
they
be disrespected by just one donut. Now,
look-
I gave him two. I gave him a
know.
dong.
He threw a long John
I
out
gave him
there.
a dong.
exactly. And
You
how do
did
we
give
know
them the
that they
shit
don't think
donuts.
that's, you know, hey, what are you giving us this one for?
Yeah.
Why is this one not round like the other one?
Just real quick, though, there's a family of deer on the property as well. We're going to look out for
Fuck them.
Okay. As the person in charge, we will be looking out for them. The negative Nick in the back will not be a part of any of the decision making there. Nick was supposed to take care of the garden outside. He has refused to do so.
It's a cemetery.
So everything Nick says, we got to remember, means nothing whenever it comes to the entire Thunderdome and how it'll be treated and everything like that.
Deer or menace.
The deer, we're going to take care of the deer. The crow, though, the crows are something we need to get them on our side. Bruce looked up that the crows will actually protect us. The crows will look out for us if we're giving them food. Now, what happens when we stop giving them food? That's a good question. But we got enough food to go around for this fucking murder of crows. That's been
Absolutely.
causing problems on here.
Yeah.
If we don't do business with the crows, we are going to be living in a world where the crows are trying to take us down every day anyway.
Can't have that.
So we need to do business. We need to embrace this murder of crows.
Sure.
And we started that process today.
Yeah, it feels like we've got a impending nature war on our hands. So, because say the deer come up and we start feeding deer, and these crows, who are defensive, what happens if they see
They are
us
definitely
They're
crows.
real.
But what happens, okay, for sake of argument, they're real. What happens if we see, you know, or the crows see us feeding deer, and then the crows say, well, those are our guys, and they're supposed to be feeding us? What the fuck? All of a sudden, we have 8 blind deer out there because the crows poked their eyes out, and now we have dead deer on our property
That wouldn't-
because crows got all jealous and pissed. And how did that start? Boom, we gave them donuts, and that's how this whole entire thing begins.
No, the crows and the deer have lived in harmony here for a long time.
We don't have to worry about
We,
it.
For us.
we moved into their property.
Yeah, and then we fed one of them.
We're
Now,
also
if we feed
growing
both
that
of them-
bond together, and they're going to be riding each other and
Yeah.
be fucking like.
The crow is potentially riding deer around.
I'm excited because
Well-
the deer have accepted Mitt as one of their own. I'm excited to see if
Mitt, will you come out here, please?
if the crows just start taking over Mitt's brain and making him carry out their daily tasks.
Mitt looks so cool.
Yeah,
This
he
is.
does.
I just want everybody to know that we have a guy working in this office who looks cooler than you do.
Yeah, on your best day.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
I mean, that sounds a little fishy, doesn't it?
This is
I
what
don't
I'm
think
talking
there's that much ice up there. Maybe there
Me and
is.
the crows picked up Bill's truck and they
Can
put it
they
to the
hear
top.
that? Can people that are listening to this show hear what just happened? I doubt it.
Yes, you could easily hear
It's
that. I
it's
think.
literally like an earthquake type. It feels like the building is shaking because
Yes.
something is happening to the roof. Is it the crows pecking through the ice, making gravity take over, and have the ice just fall off? Potentially. But that's been like 3 to 4 of them. I didn't know there was that much on top of our
Me
shit.
neither. It's also still very cold
Shout out
out.
the roofer.
Holding it down.
Yeah. It is cold out, so it shouldn't be melting.
I was gonna say I feel like they'd have to be really going to town to break apart this ice sheet.
Mitt,
What I say?
Mitt, I just saw you over there.
Mitt,
Unless they have metal beaks.
where is this guy,
He
dude?
was just
Oh,
standing
wait,
right
there he
there.
is.
Mitt, can you please come out here?
Secret door entrance.
I love it.
Yeah.
Quick zoom in on
love
this.
it.
Hell yeah.
Was that like a blanket or a
It was
rug?
definitely a blanket.
I'd like
Yep.
to give everybody a heads up that this guy that you're looking at that is looking so cool, just a couple months ago wasn't able to walk because he did a Ollie McTwist.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And fractured his ankle and his shin
Yep.
and in multiple places. And when we moved into this Thunderdome, you know, Mitt, youngest guy here, newest employee here, has a lot of jobs.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Moving into Thunderdome, a lot of those jobs, you know, would have been nice to have for the first 2 months
Sure.
in this place.
Absolutely.
Mitt couldn't do anything.
Nope.
Because Mitt could not walk. Mitt has worked his ass off,
Right.
got back healthy.
Yep.
Now he looks cooler than everybody. Hey, shout out to you, Mitt.
Cool pants, man.
Hell yeah.
Cool pants, Mitt.
Unbelievable.
Gonna need that
Thank
store
you,
name.
Mitt. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Cowboys seemingly suck, but it's all right.
So the Lakers.
Okay.
So the Lakers are
Lakers.
bad too.
Yeah,
LeBron
Lakers
scoring
stink.
40.
80's back. It's fine.
Yeah, he's back.
AD is back.
80's back. It's fine. We're fine. We're winning the championship.
Yeah, he had 20 and 10 in his first game back.
Playoff push.
Pretty good run, actually.
You get
Then he
more-
twisted his ankle in
You
his
get
first
more
game back.
insightful breakdown like that hammered down every day.
I don't even think we can shut that door from this side. So
Like gravity do it. Boom.
Not bad.
how about that? We got a little trick door back here.
Bad.
Chuck came out through there a couple times for Coach P's keys. That'll probably be where we come in whenever we have live audience here.
Yep.
Which will be taking place in the off season. Got to have those crows right before.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm worried about.
Or
Once again, they
they
see an
s-
unfamiliar
security
face, then
for
what?
us.
That's what I'm saying. They could see a perpetrator from a mile away.
As a crow flies,
Like we should set up the line for people to go in definitely outside and have the crows checking IDs.
Or people dressed as crows, like the Ravens
okay, just
mascot.
real quick though, he's back too. He
Yeah,
had to go
Edgar
through
Allan Poe.
Edgar
rehab
Allan
just
Poe.
like, just like Mitt did. We have to befriend these crows if we're looking for them to work for us at all.
I don't
For
know.
sure.
Well, we could pay them.
We are with
Yeah.
donuts.
Guy just gave him a jelly-filled donut and a long john.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude, have
200.
they eaten the Long John? I don't know. I think we're learning that they are a little bit of a picky crew.
Yeah.
Bruce sprinkled nuts on it, so I think they did take it.
How much is a donut in crow currency?
A lot.
Are we talking 200 crows?
I don't think
Similar
it's
to
just
the
like,
U.S. dollar to a yen.
Okay.
but I don't think it's like jail where like they're holding that donut over somebody else's head.
No.
For what you're talking
That's
about.
always
keys
We
cigarettes.
should give them cigarettes.
No matter
Good
what.
point.
Let's call Rapoport. Let's get into some sports. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us, is he on? Okay, nice. Good news.
Here we go.
How long has he been sitting on? 2 seconds? Awesome.
Perfect.
He doesn't know fucking jack shit about crows.
No,
Or
no,
anything.
What he does know about, though, is tailgate takedown.
Yeah.
And hopefully he knows a little bit about the NFL. Because normally when he comes on, especially this season, seemingly, he'll just, oh, yeah, that sounds right. And then we hear him on Sunday, and it's like everything he told us just a couple days before that, completely null and void.
Right.
Which is unbelievable to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, senior insider for the NFL, which is obviously the league, the website that the league owns, the network that the league owns,
What?
and the streaming service, NFL Plus. host of The Insiders, where he and 2 other insiders wear casual clothes and talk about their punditry from their inside information. Host of the weekly wrap-up of the Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
What's up?
Rap, we got a murder of crows on a property here that we're trying to befriend because they've been fucking running rampant around here.
How's that working out?
We gave them a donut this morning.
Yep.
Worked out real well.
Pretty good.
They ate the donut. The one called the other one.
Oh,
Came
really?
in, grabbed the donut. Then they kind of hovered around a little bit. Then I threw another donut out there to really try to win them over, like you do with booze with all your sources. You just feed them booze, feed them booze. I'm trying to do that.
By the way, Senior Bowl, Super Bowl coming. And Combine, prime season for that.
For you to boost people up, become a source, get information, keep it moving. Hey, let's go. Get that liver ready. I know you've been skiing. I don't know if you've been drinking as well. Get the liver ready for all this. But we're close with the Crows. Is the Senior Bowl still the Senior Bowl? Because they're rotating them now, right? In the NFL committing a little bit more resources to others as well now, as opposed to just the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, it is a little bit split. Like the official staffs now are going to the East-West game. So the Patriots and their kind of new staff with Bill O'Brien, they're going over to East-West.
So Senior Bowl's dead?
It's not dead because there's still a lot of really good players at the Senior Bowl. And that's one.
First
now,
year.
there's some good players at East-West too, but it feels like the bulk of the really good players are at Senior Bowl, which unless that changes, it's still going to be kind of what it was. I think it's good to have an alternative, and I think the East-West is gaining like a lot more relevance and credence than it ever had. But if the Senior Bowl is still around, I think based on the name and the kind of players they have and the kind of like personnel, like GM-wise, that are there, it's still the Senior Bowl.
I was wondering if you could potentially get the information. Senior Bowl had to do something in the NFL. Had to do something. Something had to happen. Because whenever I went to the Senior Bowl, and I think I was asked to go into the Hall of Fame of the Senior Bowl. I didn't do anything that was Hall of Fame worthy. I did go into the Senior Bowl, and I did have a successful NFL career. Now, granted, Senior Bowl was a kicker. In the NFL, I was a punter. So kind of, and there's no real there's no real field to practice on either. And then whenever I was able to practice, literally nobody was in the stadium. So did I get a lot out of the Senior Bowl? Not necessarily on the field, but in the lobbies maybe, and they were talking to me for a different position. So I had a great experience. I was thankful to be there. I met a lot of people. They were very cool. But also, that was the entire Jacksonville Jaguars staff, and then the Cincinnati Bengals staff was on coaching the North. And then every year it's been that way. This year, it's not staffs. Like you said, they're going to the East-West Shrine game. It's almost like the NFL is like, oh, is that right? And went the other way. Is that what you're thinking? Is that what your read is? Because although this year the Senior Bowl still got it, if the NFL is going to send full staffs to other All-Star games, that's an easy, we're going this way, right? Don't you think that is a pretty quick?
Yeah, I would agree, but I believe as of now it's rotating years. So next year the full staffs are Senior Bowl. The year after that it's back at East-West. But the NFL is taking some ownership, I would say, of the East-West and putting it with the Pro Bowl. Like that's a really big deal. I think Mobile, I love Mobile, and I look forward to this trip here. It's very hard to get to. So what you end up is the entire NFL world waiting for a tiny plane in Atlanta, all going on the same plane because it's difficult to get there. Vegas is not like that. So I think having in Vegas full staffs with the NFL kind of putting its hands around it, I think East-West is only going to grow. I just don't know that it's ever going to get to a point where the Senior Bowl just says, all right, we'll just do this together. Like I think it's still be 2 good bowl games.
Okay. Well, the East-West Shrine game was never a good bowl game. So, this is now becoming a good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, It was never.
Well, no, it was like 30 years ago, and then it was bad. Now,
okay. I mean, 30 years ago we didn't have internet. I mean, there's a lot of 30 years ago people could kill somebody in one town and drive 45 minutes and have their name plastered all over that town. 45 minutes away, nobody even knows that it happened. Could live for 20 years. 30 years, and everybody. That was 30 years ago. So I understand that you're saying at one point it was something, but the Senior Bowl was really the only thing that was ever anything. The NFLPA invested a bunch of money into a bowl game, took a lot of money that current players gave to make a talent showcase. That game will always be a waste of money. I'm thankful that all these guys are getting an opportunity to go play again and maybe get the opportunity. But all those bowls, aside from the Senior Bowl, basically ain't worth a fuck. So now that the NFL is kind of going in on the Shrine game, I think that is I think that's a big deal. I think that's a massive deal. Excited to see who you get boozed up with and get some information from. Let's talk about you getting some information from. It was reported yesterday by the Washington Post, I believe, that Sean Payton probably going to be out in the coaching cycle this year. Denver wasn't good, whatever, it wasn't the case, maybe too demanding, asking for too much. And all of a sudden, the belle of the ball that was Sean Payton is no longer a guy that people want to be the head coach of their programs. Then we find out yesterday he was with Arizona, and also Sean Payton tweeted, like, Denver was awesome. Yeah. It was a fantastic, ownership was fantastic. We had a great visit. What are you hearing about Sean Payton? Is he still potentially going to be a coach? Because all signs as of yesterday were he's going back to Fox and he doesn't have a job.
So before I got on with you guys, somebody told me, and maybe you guys can do some internet sleuthing, that Sean Payton was quoted this morning as saying there's a 70% chance he's back at Fox. I have not seen that, but I think that's about right. That is sort of,
7 out of 10, I think. That was like weeks and weeks ago. Yeah. He was on the show.
That wasn't this morning?
No, he was on the show, and they asked him to give a 1 to 10.
I don't know. I'm working here.
No, you're not working. Actually, this is like 2 weeks is what we're talking about. Right. But I think he was asked, I think it was a 6 or a 7 out of 10 that he's back in. But he was being asked by the Fox people when he was asked that question.
Oh, yeah. No.
So that's you know what I mean?
Yeah. So here's where it stands. So obviously he's out.
But maybe he said it again, the 70%. Former New Orleans Saints head coach Sean Payton says there's a 70% chance he comes back to Fox. That's from NFL Rumors.
That's not a real site, though.
There's a lot of these types of things popping up. ML Football popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, who is
like that? An aggregate of
fake.
I don't know. I think they're just an aggregate of information. I don't know if they're acting like they're insiders or sources or have sources. They're just kind of collecting information and tweeting it. There's a lot of that happening.
Well, so
go ahead.
There is a lot of that happening. Anyway, so obviously non-play in Carolina. In Houston, there's no second interview scheduled, and it does not feel like there's any momentum there. So that's 2 down. Arizona, he was at yesterday. Sounds like that went well. And as of right now, it sounds like that is still a possibility and still in play. And I know we talked about a couple weeks ago that one, to me, made a lot of sense, even though I think a lot of people are like, oh, Michael Bidwell, with the big salary and the draft picks. Like, I think there's, Arizona was interested in Frank Reich, was interested in Dan Quinn, not getting either of them. Sean Payton, we'll see, but that would make some sense. And then I think at Denver, he has not been eliminated there. I know they like D'Amico Ryans a lot, but he's still in play there as well. So I think there's, might it lean toward returning to Fox now? I think maybe, but he's definitely still in play at 2 places.
He was always over 5 going back to Fox. Just like this report saying, I don't know if he said it again that 70% is, but a few weeks back he was asked on Fox and he either said a 6 or a 7 out of 10 that he was going back to Fox, but also $25 million potentially and a quarterback and coaching, and he is a coach. Who knows? Go ahead, Tom.
It was on Fox NFL Sunday on January 8th. Strahan said 1 out of 10, what are your chances you'll be here next with us at Fox? He said a 7.
Yeah.
So this is literally 3 weeks old.
20 days ago. Yeah.
Where have you been?
Jeez. Wake up.
Get off the mountain.
Wake up, dude.
All you have to do is just, I think we talked about it at the time. That's why as soon as it came up, I was
lay off the booze.
I thought it was new today because somebody called me earlier and like, have you seen this? I'm like no, but anyway. So, all right. Well, anyway, that's
Put the bottle down.
That follows the Washington Post report yesterday that said that he's going back to Fox because he has no options anywhere. But then there's he had a full day with the Arizona Cardinals, right? Going in, going out. There's a picture of them.
And it went well. Yeah. We'll see. He likes Kyler a lot. It is a team that I think needs an injection of some hard coaching. That would actually kind of make some sense to me.
You've been on that one early. You've been on Arizona early, as we all have. We didn't know if that was the case because of the Bidwell situation of him not spending money.
Right.
And apparently, everything we've seen from Hard Knocks, that building's from 1965. As you said, like 30 years ago when the Shrine game was doing well, that's almost like when the Cardinals building was like, this is how it's going to be forever. So I assume Sean will be able to get some updates, just like Chuck Pagano told us whenever he was hired at the Colts. New coaches come in and say, hey, I need this, I need this, I need that. Normally the owner, much more likely to fix that at the beginning stage as opposed to afterwards. So who knows what? Congrats to the Cardinals. They get Sean Payton.
Yeah.
That's a fucking big deal. Congrats to whoever gets Sean Payton. Now let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. Congrats to them giving Frank Reich. Right?
Yeah.
You just said Frank Reich was in on the Arizona Cardinals. I did not know that. I did not know that he was necessarily in these conversations. We thought maybe he'd take a year off after getting fired early. Him getting hired by the Carolina Panthers, and we know he was the first quarterback for the Carolina Panthers when they were an expansion team way back in the day because he was a backup in Buffalo, so he was put into the expansion draft. He was drafted with Bill Polian running the charge there, knows him from Buffalo. He becomes the quarterback.
Right.
He has family there. His brother's coached there. He went to seminary there,
Yep.
has a house there. He obviously has deep roots in Carolina. Did we know he was going to get the job in Carolina? Because when it was being reported that he was putting staffs together, I think we all thought, like, damn, Frank Reich is going to get the Carolina Panthers job with how everybody else was potentially on the table. Steve Wilkes, obviously, his lawyers have come out and said something. Steve Wilkes today has come out and said that he will always support Carolina in hopes that Frank does a good job, but he is disappointed that he didn't get that gig. Was Frank Reich the belle of the ball in this coaching cycle, not Sean Payton, and we just didn't know that?
Yeah, and I'm only realizing this in the last 24 hours. I only found out that he was asked to come back for a second interview in Arizona. And I don't know if it was official, but they definitely had told him, we'd like you back. So, I know he hadn't committed, but they definitely said they would like him back. So I only found this out recently, and I guess he was way more in demand than we all thought, which makes sense. Did a really nice job in Indy. Obviously, this year it all came apart.
Did he?
But is that his fault? How much of the stuff was he forced to do? The Matt Ryan situation was not good, obviously. So I still think he's a really good coach. And, the fact that the Carolina Panthers, one, got on the board first. They can hire a DC before anyone because they've already interviewed defensive coordinators. And he is a really good, solid coach who they know what they're getting. So, it was either him or it's Ben Johnson, who's an awesome coordinator, but you really don't know what kind of a head coach he's going to be. Or Frank Reich, who you know, or Kellen Moore, who did a great job. But again, you just don't know. There was less uncertainty with Frank Reich.
You're saying all white people there, but also all offensive-minded people. Is that what you think that Tepper wanted, was an offensive-minded head coach because of the current state of the NFL? And we've chatted about this numerous times this week and also with Greg Olson yesterday, who was
phenomenal,
fantastic on our show yesterday.
He's always great.
He's incredible. He was a part of my retirement just like you. Isn't that crazy, huh?
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Small world.
I called him G-Reg from his great song in college, and he did not think that was funny at all.
Well, Chuck Pagano brought it up, too, because Chuck used to coach at Miami, and as soon as Greg got off the phone, he was like, the fact that he got to be a part of the 7th floor crew, because I guess there's levels. You got to earn that. You don't just get.
I assume.
Yeah. So
I don't know what you got to do to earn it, but I'm sure you got to earn it.
I've heard the way Chuck was describing it.
He was telling some pretty crazy stories.
He's like, what you got to go through to get, to be a guy at Miami, they're going to find out if you're a guy or not. Well, at least what it used to be, as opposed to what it is now. But we were talking to Greg Olson, who is fantastic, and he said he would commit forever to the job that he's currently in, by the way, if he was asked. And we told him, for the right price, obviously. For the right price, you would do that because they have a lot of money. I'll be excited to see how the media people handle that, because there has been trades in media before. If they've already, committed $375 million to Tom Brady, we assume, in most businesses, money will be a motive in who gets to do what. But there's a lot of networks that are going to be on the give us fucking Greg Olson, And I think he's done a great job. But that's because his brain is so big. In the world that we're in right now, if you hire a defensive coach, he has to hire an offensive coordinator. That offensive coordinator, let's hope, is very good, very successful, so your team can have success. Because if you can move the ball and score points, you're going to be able to do well, and it's going to be electrifying, and your fans and business is going to be good. They're going to get poached immediately, though. So you're going to have to rebuild that entire offense thing. Is that something that we're going to see come into fruition, though, here? I think it's going to be tough to be a defensive coach and get a head coaching role strictly because of the poaching of offense coordinators. And if you look at the success in the NFL, who's left? Mostly all offensive-minded guys. Yeah. So if their offense coordinator does get poached, they're still there. We don't have to redo the fucking wheel here every 2 years. Do you think about that? Have you talked to anybody about that? And what are your thoughts on that, Ian Rapoport?
I think about it all the time. And I would say now this year is a little different, right? But some of the best coaches, longest tenured coaches, are all deep guys. Belichick, Tomlin, Pete Carroll.
The
There's a lot of them, and I think you can be. I mean, Dan Quinn had a really good chance at Arizona. I mean, there's a lot of history of good defensive guys being long-term coaches. If you have a quarterback. And so I kind of would think that it's more if you have a quarterback than if you have an offensive coach. That is my thought. Because if you're someone like, let's say, Sean McDermott, you can lose Brian Daboll and have Ken Dorsey, and you're running a very similar system, and you can have a good program where your coaches get elevated and learn and get taught and can step into those roles and still be fine. So I actually think it's more, do you have a quarterback than do you have an offensive coach? But I do think perception-wise, people want to hire offensive coaches, and I guess it's fine, but to me, like, culture, program probably matter more than what side of the ball you're on.
Well, 1,000,000%. But all these bazillionaires, A, copy what other people do, and then
True.
B, they try to think ahead. Like, if everything goes right, what's going to take place? Well, for Carolina, for instance, if everything goes right, we're going to get a quarterback who's going to be our guy, and then we're going to go on a run. And then if we win, what's going to happen? Oh, well, if we have a defensive head coach, that offense coordinator is going to get plucked to go be a head coach somewhere else, and then we got to restart again with a new offense, potentially. Now, up McDermott has Ken Dorsey there currently. He was getting some interviews, obviously. He's got Joe Brady waiting in the wings. But he was getting offensive coordinator interviews already. So it's like that's going to be tough to keep those guys. I think it's a lot more turnover. I think defensive guys are up against it. I honestly, in this current state of the NFL, I think defensive-minded guys in new head coaching roles are going to be very much up against it. Personally, I'll be excited to see how.
I agree. I wish it wasn't the case, but I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, I don't like it. We don't like it at all.
No.
A lot of dogs out there on the defensive side that
love
could be
them.
great head coaches. I think that would be a great, just like Vrabel, great culture setters. And
Vrabel, another good one.
Yeah, Vrabel is a culture setter, defensive guy, though. Now he scored touchdowns in the Super Bowls,
What?
obviously knows that. But with the offense, just, you know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a potential turnover every fucking year if you do well, hopefully. It's a crazy time. When's the next coaching hire happening, you think?
Hopefully today. I don't really know, though. I mean, I don't really know. I know Arizona is doing some kind of resetting. So Arizona right now will either work to hire Sean Payton or bring in one of those other people, one of the other candidates for a second interview. If they bring in someone for a second interview, I would say that person probably becomes the favorite or a good chance he gets the job. If they hire Sean Payton, then that's that. If they hire
Who's the
Vance
second?
Joseph, then that's that.
Who's that?
Their second interview choices would be Aaron Glenn, Brian Flores, or Ejiro Evero.
Oh.
So those are all defensive guys.
All of them. Yeah.
So it's like, that's going to be tough, I think.
Move.
I think it's going to be tough to do, especially with Kyler, like in the situation that they're in. Now, once again.
Yeah, but hold on. But don't you think Kyler needs more culture, tough coaching setting than like just a good offensive? Like, he's already good. Like, he'll be good in any system.
Both would be great.
Yeah,
but both would be fantastic, which is why Sean Payton seems like a perfect
Sean Payton
hire.
would be good.
But once again, that is, if we break it down, that's an offensive person. I think that's going to continue to be the trend, and it's going to get loud.
And then that goes back to your point. If they get one of these guys and hire a new OC and Kyler is unbelievable, then that guy's gone, and boom, you got a new or different offense with different.
And what if Kyler doesn't get along?
Exactly. So
it's a
you can't do
nightmare.
that.
It is a nightmare to hire the right head coach. Good luck to everybody. Frank Reich was certainly a surprise, though. Connor has a question for you, Rap Sheet.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. Obviously, the veteran QB domino to fall seems to be Rodgers, but when we're looking at the younger guys with Herbert, Burrow, Lamar, Jalen Hurts now, even Dan Jones, even though he's a free agent, who do you expect to kind of be that first quarterback to reset the market? And do you expect any quarterbacks to reset the market, or will there be some team-friendly deals in there?
So I would say, talk about resetting the market. My guess is Burrow is that guy. Now, I don't know what they're going to do.
He's going to go.
Definitely.
Is that going to be like a 20-year?
I don't know if 20-year really benefits the player. I mean, honestly, like 2 or 3 year really benefits the player. Now,
Well,
it's not good for
certainly,
your
but
cap.
but with what you're talking about, the question you just asked, the Patrick Mahomes deal in Kansas City, that's a 10-year, $500 million deal. Allegedly, it turns out to be $430 million. You guys, false I would never expected you guys to falsely report contracts, but you did. End up being like $430 million. But with that 10 years, they can redo it, restructure it, resend it, and it gives the team, especially with the cash over cap option. We just assumed that the Bengals would do that because it would help with the cap and it would also help them business-wise. You think he's going to break the bank with them? You think? Is that
I would be surprised if he chose that structure.
Okay.
I would expect a more traditional quarterback structure. His agent has negotiated some very good deals. Did the Joey Bosa deal, which was massive 2 years ago, whenever that was. When we were all wondering, like, is Bosa actually going to show up? And when he showed up, he had a new deal. He is a stickler and takes these things.
Who is it?
Seriously.
Brian
Aralt is his name from WME.
WME. Brian Awol?
Aralt is his name.
Aralt.
And so my guess is he tries to reset it. And if anyone could do it, I would say Burrow could do it.
Him going first, bad, not good. Brian Aralt does not want to go before Lamar, right?
Well, we don't know when Lamar's going to get done, if he's going to get done. So if you're confident enough in your deal, and you're just worried about like what you could make, you can go first. And also, like, Jalen Hurts is awesome. Do not get me wrong, Jalen Hurts is awesome. But I do wonder, like, might he be kind of like in that small next echelon where you have like Burrow, Mahomes, and then Hurts right after. So I don't know, and we'll see. We'll see. That's all of that's going to be sorted out. Well, hold on. Who would you if you had Burrow or Hurts? Who would you take?
I don't know. Do I got Sirianni calling plays or Zach Taylor?
What's the difference?
What the fuck? Do you watch them play football? Do you watch the way the Eagles' offense is?
But you only get one. You're starting your team. You only get one. Who you take?
So I'm calling Sirianni style offense. Then it sounds like. Because am I calling plays?
That's what you would choose?
Just tell me. Like, what do I have? I have the means to be as smart as Sirianni on the offensive side of the ball.
Great O-line.
That's
yeah. How's my offensive line? Pretty good.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, I don't know. Both great, which is why I'm saying, like, you were like, well, certainly, and then certainly, like, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, you listen back. Listen to it.
Hurts is awesome.
A little bit.
Jalen Hurts is awesome. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about the landscape of where this money might come.
We don't know if Joe Burrow. This is fucking like
Burrow with the Eagles O-line. Could we really fathom what that would look like?
Which we did for like 10 weeks whenever they were offline and then they got hurt or whatever. I just think those two, Jalen Hurts, and then, people talk like Herbert almost, I'm putting in that second tier.
Right now, for sure.
I'm putting in that second tier down there because they haven't done anything.
Right.
They haven't done anything. And I think ultimately that's how you make money. That's how your business thrives. In the games that everybody is watching, are you there, A, and are you winning, B? Joey Burrow has done that. Jalen Hurts here quickly is doing that.
I mean, that was a hell of a performance last week, and I know he's not fully healthy. So
who, Jalen?
Yeah, I mean, I think that shoulder's still. I know, no limitations, but I think that shoulder's still bothering him. He's been pretty transparent about that.
Very tight spirals for somebody that might have a fucked up shoulder, because that normally affects everything. Let's talk about another quarterback that's a little bit banged up that is certainly up in that upper echelon, and we'd like to let Jalen Hurts and Johns know. Unlike this guy.
Yeah, right.
We believe that Jalen, unlike this guy.
Don't put him in
that guy over there.
Sorry about Tailgate Takedown, Ian Rapoport. Hey, great second episode. Are you in every episode? Are you the star?
Appreciate it. No, that's it. No, two out of six. 2 out of 6.
All right, they need to put you on it more. That needs to be Tailgate Takedown with Vince Wilfork and Ian Rapoport.
Absolutely.
Going forward. But Patrick Mahomes, he looks incredibly healthy. I think we're all very surprised to see him walk off that podium on.
See, they're hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on?
Can you hear that, Ian?
What? Are those the crows? No, is it?
We don't know.
It's a goddamn earthquake.
There's like an earthquake happening in the Thunderdome here every 7 to 8 minutes. The whole building is rattling. It is.
They're starving.
It's weird. We think it might be the ice, I guess, falling off the building, but it's freezing cold outside.
The ice is not breaking apart.
So why?
Sun's out.
What is going on?
Sun is out. Maybe it is.
Finally.
Maybe it is cooking a little bit. And maybe we did piss off the Crows with that second dong donut we gave
Yeah,
them.
and they have metal beaks, so they can poke through anything.
Anyways, Patrick Mahomes.
Try to make friends.
Is he exactly? That's our fault, I guess, for being nice. Is Patrick Mahomes 100%? Obviously nobody's 100%, but he's going to have zero restrictions. It feels like this weekend.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. I mean, him going back in the game last week was like, all right, well, if he can do that, then he could definitely go play.
I'll tell you
I don't know that he's going to be normal. I think he's going to be a little hobbled, a little limited. He's still awesome, but I wonder, like, game plan wise, like, is the ball getting out of his hands quick? If he has to improvise, does he look like himself? I mean, not all, but a lot of the great Patrick Mahomes plays are all like off schedule, leaning, like ultra athletic, and like especially. Like, let's say he does something to numb this. Like, in the second half, is it still working? Like, where is he health-wise? Like, there's definitely some questions going in. Like, he's obviously going to play, but when so much is on the line, like, it'd be very interesting to see, is he just normal, or can we notice something's not quite right?
Certainly a developing story on that Patrick Mahomes ankle. The line has swung because of it, we assume, and we think so, because there's no way he should be as healthy as he is, especially with that disgusting hip drop.
Yeah, hip drop
tackle.
tackle.
Dirty
Yeah.
tackle. Can't have it. These people with these hip dropped. We're not serious when we say that. Some people thought we were. Like, it's fucking football, dude.
we're joking.
People are going to be tackling people. That's going to happen. But I did see some people on the internet.
And we saw two of them. We saw two of them last week. I mean, I'm with you, but it kind of looks like a horse collar a little bit.
We saw way more than two of them.
Oh, my God.
Two of them ended up being injured.
Oh, my God.
I'm not saying it should be illegal. I'm just saying the mechanism leads itself to break ankles or get high ankle sprains.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to land on top of people. So you're not allowed to land on top of people. You're not allowed to do anything.
Right, definitely not.
So then whenever you try to lasso tackle almost, like it's like
football.
Bro, there's a chance of injury to take place whenever people are getting tackled to the fucking ground.
Very true.
Like that is, you know what I mean? We don't need you guys in suits changing everything, okay?
Yeah.
We think you guys are great. The suit looks fantastic.
Yes.
But we don't need to be changing.
I gotta go do some. I gotta do some TV anyway. But go ahead.
When? Right now?
Keep talking. Yeah, right now.
Ty has a question for
1
you.
o'clock. Top of the hour. 1 o'clock.
All right, Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, rep sheet. Connor mentioned Rodgers. Everyone now, all of a sudden, after Hackett got hired with the Jets, seems to think that that's a done deal. He's going to the Jets. Last time we talked to you, you said it's certainly possible that he gets traded, but I don't think you were on that side of it like a lot of people on ESPN are. Where do you stand on that? Do you think Hackett getting hired is basically like a done deal? Packers are ready to wash their hands of him, and he's going to get traded to the Jets, or no?
I do not think the Jets hired Hackett to go get Aaron Rodgers. Now they may try to get him. Like they have swung big before, and I would expect them to swing big on basically every target. But if they hired Hackett to get Rodgers, I think that's mistaken. He doesn't even run the team. He's just the coordinator. He ran the team last year as a head coach in Denver and still didn't get Aaron Rodgers. So I think they will make an attempt at it, but I still don't know whether Rodgers wants to play, wants to retire, wants to get traded. Will the Packers trade him? Will the Jets give up compensation? Like, there's a lot more questions than answers right now, which is okay because we have about a month to talk about it.
Yeah, we're excited to continue that conversation. We appreciate you joining us. How about Tom? You got any information on Tom Brady?
Not right now.
Whoa! Just give us something there.
No, I mean the same as it was last time we spoke, where it was kind of like people don't think he's returning to Tampa. No, they're still trying to find a coordinator. He has not committed to return, although most people think he's going to be back.
Yep.
So I would not be surprised if we have a Tom Brady free agency situation.
All right, good luck on TV. We appreciate you. Have a great championship weekend, pal.
You too, guys. Take care. Good luck with the Crows.
We need it.
I think we're down. I think we're down bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
Yeah, Rapchi. We should call the Counting Crows to do a song out there.
Oh, yeah. What did they sing? What's the
Mr. Jones and me.
Yeah.
Or long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this one will be better than the last.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to guess the lyrics. I thought it was going to be before.
Boom.
Adam Duritz.
Yeah.
That's Counting Crows right there?
Yep.
The guy in the back behind the white and the leather behind Cuz in the white suit there. Nope.
Other one.
Pedro Pascal looking guy.
That guy looks like Train, the guy from Train.
Oh, yeah, he does.
The Train guy.
I mean, all those guys are in a Dunkin' Donuts in Boston right now.
The guy far left, Crybaby, fucking smokes so many cigs.
Oh,
dude.
my God.
Oh, my God.
guy
Black
next to him's an
Crows may be a
undercover
better
cop.
option.
The guy on the left, did he serve? Or is that...
A dog tag?
Are those dog tags?
Yeah, it's just in case you find him at the bottom of a pit, dude.
That's right.
Hell
You know what I mean? Having a good time out there raging.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that was the Counting Crows right there. Mr. Jones and me. I think I remember that song.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Yeah, yeah.
That guy that you were first going to zoom in on, Zito, he is awesome. Looks like a Joe Burrow descendant.
Yeah, is that guy in
It's
the
almost like
Boondock Saints?
some dad off the street came into this picture and isn't supposed to be there.
They didn't know he was in that photo. I'm surprised. I'm sure that guy's some master
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
pianist or something. Like,
That guy on the right's got a lot of Smeagol in him.
I don't think I know who that is.
Lord of the Rings thing. Scrawny thingy that has a bald head.
The far right guy?
Yeah. And he's got a little Coldplay Chris Martin in him, too.
The guy next to him looks like kind of a young Todd Chrisley.
He does.
Oh,
It might be.
he's in jail right now, right?
He is for a long time.
Is it a long time? It's just a couple months,
Oh,
right?
I thought it was like 10 years.
I think
thought it was
that's the I think we just hear the original,
Yeah.
Boom.
what they're looking for,
Yeah, signed, sealed,
and they're like,
delivered.
boom, they're gone for a decade.
Yeah.
I don't know what it actually was. but
12 years. 12 years, I think.
No way. It's a
Yeah.
12 years?
I swear that's what it was.
That's what they were trying. I think you're reading them.
They were convicted for tax evasion and bank fraud in June 2022. Todd Chrisley will serve 12 years.
Whoa! No, Todd!
And then
Never
3 years
mind.
on top of that for supervised,
With
right?
16 months on probation.
That's
Oh,
Sorry,
my
Todd.
God. That's awesome.
Jeez.
So, what is it? Good time served is a day, 2 days is 1 day. So he'll be 6 years probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's how that works?
I think in
Good
those,
behavior?
in those
White collar
where
type
he
deal.
is. Yeah,
Oh.
I think. I don't know. Every
I
state.
thought federal prison you don't get that.
I don't know. Locked up. I feel like.
Yeah,
I've seen it in locked up.
Yeah, begins 12-year sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. Todd.
Should take the reality TV show in there. That'd be
12
pretty sweet.
years. Hold on. There's some woman that's filming a reality show. She did something terrible, and she faked that she was rich.
Oh, yeah. The girl in New York.
Yeah, she said her dad was like a Russian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Anna Delaby?
They
Yeah.
made like a series about that, but that's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's making a reality show now. That was on the NBC Nightly News last
Yeah,
night.
Netflix had a good show about it.
Really? I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
it. Is there any shows out there for us to watch right now?
Fucking Jock
Uh,
Ryan.
Yeah, Jack Ryan people love. Tony. The Last of Us is the show right now.
There's only 2 episodes, so you're not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a real show.
But that's
it's
it.
not. It's only
Just
2
got
episodes.
renewed for season 2.
Okay,
No!
that does not help me. Like that does not help us right now. And I am sick of them only releasing 1 show a week.
Yep, it's
okay.
tough.
What is this? 1954?
Ooh.
Give me
HBO.
3 of them.
I got a great alien one for you on Apple TV that's been out for about a year. And all
Is
10
it a
episodes
show or
are
a
out.
doc?
It's a show. All 10 episodes are out.
I don't want to hear it.
It's a great take
At-
on what aliens might be doing.
At this
Is it Avatar? Because I think that is what aliens are.
It's an invasion on Earth.
They're everywhere, huh? The video just came out from Guadalajara, Mexico, where, obviously they're not speaking our language, but I think what they're saying is, holy shit, that's not a fucking plane.
Yeah.
If you
Exactly
hear it,
what
it's kind of,
Bro, the radio signal.
yeah, from 9 billion miles away, there's a radio signal that we've got from another galaxy just tapping in.
What?
What if it tapped in, like, into Mr. Kelsey's dad?
Yeah.
Remember Travis Kelsey's dad used to have a satellite hoping for a signal to be sent from outer space? Allegedly, they got something from 9 billion miles away, I think.
Light
How do you
years.
quantify that?
9 billion light years.
And what did it come through and say, what? What if
That would be awesome.
Earth just received a radio signal sent from a galaxy that is 9 billion light years away? So to receive a radio signal would mean they would have to have a radio signal. So they're doing the same shit as us.
Yeah. And
Right.
a light year is much more than a mile, right?
I'd assume.
Oh, yeah.
You also got to
It's
think
like
about how long ago they sent this,
200,000
right?
miles.
9 billion light years away. They sent this in 1820.
Yeah, I don't buy this.
What?
Dude, it's got the check mark.
It's got an amazing astronomy check
Yeah.
mark.
At M Astronomers.
What if it was just a banger, though? What if it opened up and it's
What?
the fucking scientist? We got some.
Holy shit. Send levels back.
Kind of a banger. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a VG. They'll get this in 200 years. Make sure we write good notes. It's all starting to happen. We know it. Everybody knows it. We just got to remember that. We got some dogs on this planet, too.
Yeah.
We're not smart enough to get to these other people's planets yet, or we are, and
Exactly.
we haven't told anybody.
If we're talking aliens, we can probably get there tomorrow.
I didn't know we were taking calls.
Yeah, we just have the satellites
We're always
just
taking calls.
incoming.
Yep.
We should send.
I think we're sending, too, remember? Because they sent that blue man dick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
with the lady.
Yep, the picture.
We're
yeah.
sending the worst human picture of all
Yep.
time.
So they sent us like a "you up" text
I think
maybe that's what
after we sent.
now, if we, for those that haven't followed the show, last year, I believe the information was, or last offseason, that we were sending pictures of what we look like
Yes.
into space, just aimlessly, allegedly.
Yep.
So that makes no sense. Why are we sending something aimlessly? Let's assume they were aiming for something.
Right.
Right, where they probably had contacts before or something like that. And we were a little bit disappointed in the size of the male penis.
Yes.
We thought that maybe they should put a little bigger hog in the send over there. Like
sure.
back in the day, allegedly, World War II, we dropped a bunch of Magnum Trojans acting as if we all just had massive penises
Yep.
to play a little mental game.
Yep.
This is what we sent to the aliens, and they're going to be like, look at this little baby dick.
Maybe that's what the radio signal back was. Like, geez, you guys got tiny peckers over there, huh?
And then they were like, just wait, there's more.
Send him a picture of Pete Davidson now. Quick.
So we were a little
Where's
bit confused on the decision-making process.
I mean,
on
he's
what
kind
was-
of jocked, but
He is kind of job.
Yeah,
good traps.
That guy's done a lot of push-ups and pull-ups.
Yep.
Sure.
Great
Bud,
shape.
Bud.
Good hair, too. Good flow.
Just a grower, not a show.
Great flow.
Certainly a grower, we'd assume, with the way he is built. But also, we shouldn't have had them decide that. We
Yeah.
should have had a shower sent.
yeah.
So
And
they
he
know.
better be a grower with how fucking small and skinny his penis is, because
Yeah.
otherwise,
All of AB's Snapchats should just be sent to space.
Yeah, why don't we just do that?
Smart move. ABs probably.
All right, let's get to a break. Hour two will be on the other
I mean,
side.
he is wearing fucking astronaut gear most of the time.
Yeah.
He's dressing in good fashion.
Yeah, him and Mitt have the same guy.
Mitt's pants are fucking sick, so
Amazing.
Mitt,
I won't stand the slander.
Mitt. Yeah, he's not going to hear us.
He took your
He's
grandma's
2
quilt.
light years away.
yeah.
Put him
that's
on his put it on his legs.
I should have thought of it first.
Did we raise this one or no? We didn't raise it.
No, we didn't.
right. Oh, there he is.
Had a boy, Mitt.
Hey, good phone calls today? Mitt does not like the phone calls.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I've not seen Mitt shoot a basketball ever. I don't want to put him in the spot. We just wanted to,
I can't jump.
You have a wet jumper.
hey, your pants look awesome.
Yeah,
They really do.
We appreciate you, man. I'm going to throw these. A layup? All right,
Well,
can't
be
give
careful.
away
We
anything
might
for
get a
that.
Tom Segura situation if he goes up for a layup.
The arm commit treason.
Yeah.
Got to go this way because it's a 10-foot hoop. So this hoop over here is 9'10".
Yes.
9 foot 10 inches.
It's almost there.
Fucking ruins the shot. Oh no, that's a far way.
Yeah, it's a hot.
That's a heave.
Ooh. Got the distance.
Oh.
Football.
By the end of the show. Oh no. There it is. Oh.
Bucket.
Let's go! All right.
There
Gotta
it is.
dial it in. Gotta dial it in a little bit. We'll do a big giveaway. I'm shooting at
that's
that hoop
aliens.
all day.
Yes.
Yeah, we should send that up to wherever we need to send it to. I'm shooting at that hoop all day. Third hour, we'll do a giveaway that hoop.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
First 2 hours here, this is a warm up.
Yep. Okay.
Kind of feel it out.
Find the range.
Get the trajectory down.
Unless this goes in. Oh, shit.
Oh, fresh cherry 11 highs.
Those are sick.
Yeah, they are.
That's what Mitt said.
Red bottoms.
Bro, cherry 11s.
Highs, just to be technical, yeah.
Amazon sells J's.
Crazy.
People need to know that.
And they deliver. They
Yeah.
really do.
You can buy J's on
Yeah,
Amazon now.
not knockoff.
Some come in like 2 days, some come in like 4 weeks. But that's Amazon, baby.
They're still coming.
AJ Hawk will be on the other side. Let's remember AJ Hawk 4-0 last weekend.
Yep.
What will he be this weekend? We do not know. Also, just got a text. Kirk Herbstreit will be on in the third hour as well.
Hell yeah.
Herbstreit won 3-1 last week.
Yeah, he did.
He missed the Giants-Eagles cover
situation against the spread. I went 1-3. This week, things are changing.
Big bounce back.
Because I'm listening to AJ. I'm listening to Herbie.
Okay.
And I'm believing my eyes.
Here we go.
Amen.
That's what we need to do.
That's right.
Because realize.
That's right.
Seen that on a church thing.
Sure.
Yep.
And I said, ain't that the goddamn truth?
That's a good one,
yeah.
God.
Go ahead, Tone.
Hell yeah.
You look confused. You ever seen this? You've seen it before.
God?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You've seen God before?
God appears in many ways, my friend.
What did she say? What did she say to you?
He or she?
However God identifies.
Up to you.
There was no form. It was more of like a mist. It said, just keep doing you, man.
Shout out God.
All right.
Hell yeah.
God said take a 5-minute break right now, so we're
Thank
going to
you,
do
God.
that. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take 5. Since November of last year, the Chiefs are 20-2 against all other teams other than the Bengals. They're 0-3 against the Bengals. This team is beloved by that city for good reason. They're tough. They're explosive.
What?
Defensive side, they ripped the ball out of Travis Kelce's hands.
Oh, yeah.
There's some dogs out there running around. It's a fucking miracle that the Bengals have been able to do what they've been able to do. They just got an indoor bubble this past offseason. This is the first winter that they've been able to go in a bubble to practice.
Yeah.
Just in case a fucking blizzard comes through Cincinnati, Ohio. This team didn't even have a fucking sponsor for their stadium until this year.
They're running with P. Ryan right now. He's their second string running back. He's unbelievable. And yeah, here's T. Higgins. But they get Jamar back. They're getting Joe Mixon back.
Hurst was on the sidelines, I think.
Hurst.
So hopefully he comes back or whatever. You got a guy he is an Ohio fuck.
Yes.
Playing quarterback who's incredibly tough, confident, and talented. He is obviously the leader of that team and how they go. And they're going to prove to be able to win for the long haul here because they got a guy at quarterback and they got multiple positions around them that are very, very tough. The offensive line seems to be figuring it out. Beginning of the year, we didn't know if this brand new offensive line where you got new security in town, ain't nobody going to touch you anymore, if they were going to be able to be worth a fuck this year. They seemingly are. P. Ryan coming together is huge for them. He has a different running style than Mixon.
Oh, yeah.
He's a different player than Mixon. They're going to be able to probably put them both back there at some point. This team is fun to watch. They get a massive win over the Chiefs, who listen, Travis Kelce doesn't get the ball ripped out of his hand. That doesn't happen.
Sometimes I don't know how you hold on to the ball. Like, you got to get down as fast as you can. Kelsey started to try to get down. He realized, this one feels like it's coming out. He's trying to go down right there. He's trying to get that knee down.
Bro, yeah, and he was real close, too. They ran a replay. It was very close, not close enough, obviously. The ball did come out. I think we all agree
His
on
arm
that.
is right in there. He probably pulled the tip right out of there. Jeez.
That guy's arm, you get 5 points of pressure is like, hey, we need the hand, obviously the back end of the side of it, put it against your tit high and tight or whatever, blah, 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 run it with this. If a guy has enough time to get his hand in, like jiu-jitsu almost, like pointing on your lip, and then like getting your hand in there, that's going to be tough to hang on. If they get the tip, it's over. No matter how many points of pressure you have, it seems like the one that really matters is the fucking back end. If they get that thing's out. What a play. That was a miscue that we're not used to seeing out of the greatest tight end of all time, statistically, Travis Kelce. Then Bucker misses a kick. What a game. I mean, we've been waiting for that type of game for a long time. Two teams living up to expectations, playing great football against each other in a fantastic environment. Oh, that was a playoff game we got to watch yesterday. Don't break the table, obviously. I just break shit. Sorry, man. Somebody came sprinting behind the barrier and tried to spear him.
I fucking dare somebody. I dare the next fool. Ass kicking. What? Saudi Arabia. What? Riyadh. What? Taking a jet plane. What? All the way there. What? All the way back. What? On the way back. What? WWE champion. What? Like a hell yeah!
Guys destroyed our shit. Let me tell a tale about this little blue can. Inside there's a nectar love from here to Japan. It's a vibe, it's a time, ice cold or with lime. So sublime.
This shit is divine.
It's the beer of choice when you wanna rejoice. Hey yo boys, what's the noise?
What?
Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Well, us and Bud Light have made it official. We bring the stoogery, they bring delish. Feels like a genie just granted us a wish. Cause for all of us, it was love at first sip. Now be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Going Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Going Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Cause if you're living life right and you're drinking Bud Light and you wake up in the morning and you fight the good fight, then you're doing A-okay, doing A-okay. Matter of fact, you're doing great no matter what they say. Now be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Going Drizzly Code is wide, $5 off tonight. $5 off tonight.
Wide.
Those jorts are making me cry.
I'll tell you what, I walked into the production meeting at game day. I had 45 different looks. They're trying to find me pants. Nothing's open yet, so let the Cavs breathe here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Buffalo, New York with Friday Night SmackDown, and now I get a chance to be amongst the incredible drunks of Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a wild 12 hours.
Right here in the middle of Beale Street, as soon as this legend showed up, the place started chanting Penny.
You know, our fans are incredible. We have the best fans in the world. So when you have a kid come here and see this, it sells itself. So, oh yeah. T-I-G-E-R-S, Tigers.
Let's just say what it is. Tennessee has stunk for a long time. They stink. This Navy team, obviously, honorable American badasses. What they got going on is incredible. But to beat the dog Grumpy out of UConn has to feel good.
You had one job. I don't think it is taking your guys' legs out, especially on the 6-yard line. And bam!
Oh!
Man down. I think he popped a hammy, possibly tore his ACL. One of the most brutal, gruesome injuries I've ever seen on a football field. I think what you do is you send it back to the main stage with a beautiful shot of Beale Street.
On Beale Street!
I enjoy the fuck out of it. I have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. The train keeps rolling. What a fucking wild, 47 hours or something. He's got this moxie, Aaron, for being Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick. That seems to be a trait that the great quarterbacks have. And then if you don't have, the NFL can expose you. Is that why you think Purdy's having the success that he's having and why some guys don't have the same success as others?
For as many blue chippers who've had success in the league, there's been as many and often more who were not that. We're not the number one prospect coming out of their high school. We're not the number one guy coming out of college and the first pick in the draft. You know, obviously you know about Tom, 198 different options to take him. Joe Montana was the same way. It was passed up by a ton of people. For as many Peyton Manning, first pick in the drafts, there's been a ton of these other guys. And what it does is create this chip. And the chip can be an excellent motivator for the right disposition that feels like they need a little bit extra at various times during their career, or even in just a workout. The thought to motivate you a little bit more or inspire you, I think, is really, really important to success of people who can do that. Michael Jordan, you know, used to make things up, I think, at times to be motivated, but he was also cut from his high school team. That's a pretty good motivator. But Brock was passed over by a ton of people. He went to Iowa State, I believe. He has a lifetime worth of slights that he can pull from. The moxie part, I think, is one really, really important thing. I love to use that word. It's hard to define what exactly that is, but it's that kind of it factor that encompasses, I think, a lot of different things. How you handle your day-to-day, you know, like setting the huddle, bringing energy to practice, confidence, mastery of the offense, dealing with the media, dealing with your teammates, bringing people together, all those different things that make up an important part of the quarterback position that not every guy has. Some of it is just stuff you had, personality, likability, humor, charisma, all those different things, and some of it you can work on for sure. But he obviously has that moxie, and you can see it with his teammates. They love playing with him and hyping him up in the media and talking about him glowingly, and I have nothing but respect for the way he's played, and I love seeing the underdog. I mean, I feel like that was part of my career for a long time. Obviously different. I was picked in the first round, not the last pick, but I did go to junior college and, you know, dealt with that frustration that turned into definitely a chip I could deal with. And so a ton of respect for guys who deal with adversity and turn into a positive, and obviously Brock has done that.
Hey, what? Let's This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, January 27th, 2023, Hour 2 starts right now.
Football
is here, isn't it?
Woo, yeah.
Championship weekend is upon us. It is a Feel Good Friday. I'm lucky to be here in the Thunderdome. Can't thank you all enough for watching. We are very lucky to get to do this every single day, especially in the time of year that we are doing this right now.
Oh, yeah.
The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, Taryn Diggs is here. And joining us live from Manatee, Ohio, a man who won 4-0 last week.
Woo!
A man whose brain created the super boost that we hit on Sunday to get us off the schneid of the super boost losses that we could have never foreseen. A man who's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, father of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Ohio fuck, AJ Hawk.
Hey!
Sup, pal?
What's up, guys? How's it going? I heard there's some crows causing some damage out there.
Okay, so the crow, you know that the crows, you've been in here, I assume, when the crows have been doing their fuckery, probably up on the top.
I don't think so. No, I haven't really noticed it.
Really? So you probably heard it, but didn't know exactly what it was. It was this murder of crows. That's an actual flock of crows name, a murder. So this murder has been just kind of doing whatever they want with the Thunderdome.
Yep.
And I assume the previous owners of this building, which it was sitting empty for over a year and a half or whatever, 2 years, were not, certainly going to engage with the crows. Kind of crows do their thing, we do our thing. Today was our first step in saying, let's go shake their hands. Yeah. Let's get these crows, because we started doing some research on these crows. They can recognize you, AJ. They can thank you. They can protect you. They will remember you. They have big brains, these fucking crows. So today I want to go face to face with these crows. I made a couple, a couple of those. Hopefully they get my cadence, my voice. And I like these crows to be an advocacy of good for the Thunderdome. Yeah. You know how they have dolphins swimming around boats at sea, the government and the military has these dolphins that they have befriended that swim around with these little nose things that whenever somebody is trying to swim up and maybe put a bomb on the bottom of a sub or on the bottom of a carrier, on the bottom of any of these boats, the dolphins, not this boat, wrong boat, boom, they attack. Ribs. They're looking for ribs like AQ shipping. Right. And then whenever they hit the ribs, obviously what's on their nose has a color that goes up to the top of the ocean, so that the people there on top are like, woo, woo. Oh, there must be a idiot down here. Yeah. And then all of a sudden fucking snowflake comes, woo, hey, right down here we got a guy. That's what I'm hoping these crows can become for the Thunderdome, AJ. And this morning was the first step. I will report, we do have some breaking news. During the break, a crow and I were face to face. Okay. Staring down the donut dong that we gave afterwards. So they took that donut, they ate the shit out of it. There was another one, let's go shake their hands again, like, hey, there's more where this came from. And they were scared of the dong. It was a penis-shaped donut, kind of a little bit oblongy. Certainly had some cream filling in there. And just like Ian Rapoport says, would explode in your mouth if you were to eat it. Those are my least favorite types of donuts. I think everybody in the office is not a fan of those. So those are the ones that are getting tossed outside to the crows. I don't think they need to know that those are ones we would never eat anyways. It's our trash. Sure. We need them to think that that's our best donut so that they can continue to respect us. But got close to it, sniffed it, flew away because I was standing there. Got it on camera. We'll see what happens. I think us and the crows are on good terms, though, AJ.
Why do you think they did not like the cream-filled donut dong?
No, I think the second one, I don't know what the deal is. The first one, it's kind of cool to watch them act. They act like exactly how I think like I would act. The first one comes up and it's like, this got to be a trap. Like literally, you watched it.
It's like rats. That's how rats do that, where they can go, hey, you go test out, see if it's poison. Oh, he's dead. Let's not do that. If he doesn't die, we keep going.
Boom. And rats are incredibly intelligent. That's why they get tested, right?
Exactly.
Rats' brains are the ones that get tested on, which is not good.
Yeah,
hey,
no.
not
Depending
good.
what stuff I buy.
Not good. Obviously, not us. We would never do that, but they do that. The one crow very cautiously walks up to it, quickly in and out of it, just like a little piece. I think the crow potentially, not that it was poison, but that somebody was like luring him in to shoot him.
Yeah.
So it felt like the crow was like in and out almost, you know what I mean?
Head on a swivel.
Boom, in, out.
Yeah, smart.
In, out. There was another one. It's real dumb. I think that is the enforcer of the group.
Yeah. Tough guy.
Came in and just fucking took half the thing.
I'll take that.
And just flew and then just did the whole thing. So we're trying to learn the murder as well. Trying to name them. And hopefully they'll be flying around this thing 24/7 fucking with eyes on the dome.
Yeah.
That would be that would be dream scenario. So anyways, next time you come out here, I think you'll probably have to shake their hands as well so that they can recognize you and they know we're not bringing in a stone cold Ohio killer to take the crows out of the sky.
Are the Dong donuts lifelike in that they have filling? Because I know the first donut that you gave them had filling and they enjoyed that.
Seems like you did miss part of it. There was a cream filling inside of this thing. You know, there was
Yeah. But I think it was more of a custard. The first one was a raspberry filled.
that's what I-
Did you guys inject the cream filling, or did it come with already in it?
come inside.
Yes.
Yeah, it came with it inside. Remember, Chuck Pagano brings us 5 dozen Jack's Donuts.
Yep.
Massive.
Jack's Donuts, donut company here. I don't know. Is it in Ohio? I don't know if it's franchised or not.
I've not seen a Jack's Donuts.
So Jack's Donuts, owned by a guy named Jimmy Lyons, who Chuck has become friends with because whenever he was a coach here at the Colts, obviously I think they were same neighborhood, same golf, they did whatever. So every time Chuck comes, and remember, we're thankful that Chuck comes.
Oh, yeah.
I think Chuck feels obligated to bring something every time.
Yeah, he does.
Like as like a thing. So he brings us 5 dozen of these donuts, and they are
So good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now there's a
Top
couple, that have the inside of it that I don't think any of us have touched all year. But all these other donuts are delicious, and they're just fucking piling up out here. If this could be the easy transition, instead of dumpster, crow.
Crows.
Boom.
So you'll have like 8,000 crows surrounding the Thunderdome from now on, just like your old house where you fed all the beavers and otters and every other animal.
That is what Connor mentioned, but we already got a shit ton of. There's already 6 or 7 of them here every day.
There's going to be more.
How many?
Eventually, you're going to probably start sticking M80s in those things. And
Boom! That's what I'm going to do.
Well, that's what that.
That's what he's testing for.
Yeah, you think that murder outside doesn't know that that's coming? What do you think this is?
Come on.
They're fucking big. They're the size of a toddler. They've been living a long time. Yeah. They know this game. They know this game inside and out. There's also a family of deer here that we're going to have to,
Sweet.
probably
bring them in. Try to get one of the babies and raise it like a dog.
Well, that'd be a bad thing to do to the mom.
Like Jimmy.
True.
I mean, if the mom is gone.
They're not. They live. I just said
live together.
family just lives here. You know what I mean?
Bring them all in. See if you can bring them all in and domesticate them.
So this is our first winter here.
Yeah.
So this is when I think we're starting to see them all because a lot of bedding, like in like little tree areas. So now none of that. So we're starting to see everything. Also, that truck. What is that truck? Did you see that thing?
Yeah.
As soon as there's like layers of trees between us and the property back here, and then once the leaves are gone, there's like a truck that looks like it's just run down 1980, just sitting back there as if it's a trash dump.
Yeah,
what is
chilling.
that? Is that ours?
Maybe.
It's on your property?
That'd be sweet.
I don't know. I've never been back there. I
Go
assume
see if there's someone living there.
Might be.
that's what the type of truck it is. To be honest with you, it's just sitting back there.
Smothers?
Makes no sense.
Bill's murder truck?
There was a guy that came up here to the gate yesterday, and that was a weird scene.
Very weird.
What was
What
it,
happened?
Cito?
I don't know. He was like waving someone down too. It was
I was
weird.
on my way. I got into my car. There was only a few cars left or whatever. So kind of easy to see us too. Whenever I'm walking to my car at night or in the morning, walking in here, you guys probably feel this. Do you feel like every person in the neighborhood is staring at you?
Yeah, I look around. Make sure.
I feel like there's binocs on us, just strictly everything I do. So I try to make sure I get good walking form, so when they judge my gait, it's like, oh, that guy's, this morning, a little bit of a scurry because it was cold.
Yep.
So some neighbors probably noticed a little bit of a weakness out of me this morning. But last night, as I was walking out, I see this, it was like a minivan pull in right to our gate or whatever. I'm on a call. So on call. So I'm driving through parking lot and I stop because I'm on FaceTime, so I don't want to drive yet because I'm FaceTime with this person. So I'm here. Person starts waving at me from, now I'm in an interesting spot. The person's behind gate. I'm on call. Didn't look like standard human, I think. Standard. Tall, bald. Had a weird hoodie sweatpant thing going on, and it was on a minivan, but looked like normal guy. look like a normal guy. Sat there like this, cold as shit, for like 4 minutes while I'm on this call. Pretty big call I'm on. Rather large call I'm on right here. And this guy's doing full song and dance, and I'm talking. So it's kind of an interesting give and take. But that's like when these crows that we're befriending could potentially send the message like, hey, not trying to talk to you. He's actually on phone. And then that guy like weirdly left as I was leaving. That was a weird scene. This whole thing is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Because you're just kind of standing out because obviously there aren't many of these buildings in the world, let alone in Indiana. So when you do drive by it, and now there's a gate outside, so it has kind of changed.
Can't help but stare.
Yeah, exactly. It's changed the landscape because anybody who's driven by here before September, it did not look like this. And now all of a sudden there are cars in the lot every day. There's a fence. You can't go in it. There's gates. Like
we're Lambeau, we're Foxborough.
Yeah. Bingo.
You know how like Lambeau, you drive through neighborhood, then there's stadium. Boom, right there.
Yeah.
Foxborough, you drive through neighborhood, down a hill, through neighborhood.
Boom.
Boom. Foxborough's here. And all the Patriots fans are already drunk.
Yes.
It's like, okay, this is interesting. This doesn't get talked about a lot because everybody just kind of puts Boston with the Patriots, I think.
Bingo.
Now, granted, everybody knows Foxborough. It's a good ways.
45 minutes to an hour away from Boston.
It's a good way, and it's in a deep in a nice neighborhood.
Very nice. That's where a lot of the players play. Unfortunately, is where the entire Aaron Hernandez situation played out. That's like the neighborhoods they have.
Because their facility is in there, right? Their whole practice facility is in the stadium.
Everything is at Foxborough. It's not far away or any their practice fields, everything.
And it's a very nice area.
Oh yeah, it's very, very, very nice.
Green Bay, like when you're driving through there, there's some neighborhoods I think that are nice, right? Then there's some just like middle class neighborhoods, I think, and then bang, fucking Lambeau's in the backyard out of nowhere, right? Am I reading that?
It's right there. Yeah, it's so different than the rest of the NFL, I feel like, where the stadium is, right? Like houses basically back up to the stadium that people – well, now a lot of those houses are rented from corporations and stuff, but they're awesome.
How's the Airbnb? Probably big over there, huh?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I'm sure. I think like some of those houses, like a lot of them on the one side of the stadium that they started becoming that way when I first got there, like in 2006. And then they eventually, almost all of them are owned by like big companies that come in and host all their clients.
Yeah, this is awesome. Zito just found a photo on the internet here to put up.
Go.
Literally just, it used to be their backyard probably.
And now their backyards are sweet, though. Those backyards are unbelievable and set up for tailgating and parties.
Well, I assume they got a lot of money at some point whenever, whatever the state wanted for the street and whatever, to build the stadium. Some people don't want to move ever out of their property. This is my fucking land. I'm not going to do it.
Come and take it.
Over where Foxy lives, there's a couple houses that have said, you're not taking my house.
Everyone got offered so much money for their houses. One person said no, and now there is the biggest factory of all time across the street.
Right, and not only, I think like it's boxed in almost.
Yes, exactly.
And you could see like the stubbornness of the owners, like in real time as you drive by. You're like,
yep,
there it was.
Yep.
I don't want your fucking corporate money. This is my land. My dad lived here. My father's father lived here.
Yep.
Her mom lived right back there. You think there's some dollar amount that can change that? They don't give in. For this, they all had to agree. Yeah. Right? Was there originally houses in this spot, or how long has this been the home of it? Forever?
A long time. I mean, back in the day, they played in Milwaukee, but no, Lambeau, you could see when it was originally built. It wasn't, obviously there wasn't as many houses when it was originally built. I've seen old school pictures of it.
Look at what the fuck happened to this. Had it upside down. Debo was probably trying to fix that like 100 times. Look at this look at the jeez.
Where's the thing?
Bro, look at this line of houses right here.
Oh yeah.
What can they see? Nothing.
Nope.
Just this is their whole backyard.
They love it though. That's what makes it so valuable. They absolutely love it.
Good idea here.
Uh-huh.
Good idea right here.
Rent it out.
I'll tell you what, Indiana needs a couple of these. What's that, pal?
You can park anywhere, anyone's driveway. They always open it up for park. They're the nicest people in the world too. You can sometimes people let you park in their yard and use their bathroom too. Like they're unbelievable.
So all these houses have parking, I'd assume?
Yeah.
If they choose to, if they want to.
Right there too.
Somebody has the greenest yard though, and it's like, nah.
Yeah, you ain't fucking parking on my grass.
Like this one maybe right here. Nobody allowed on it.
That's right where you come out as the visiting team. That's right where you come out where you were pointing there.
Right here?
Yeah, you see that's like I believe so from where that is. Because the other side is,
Where's the museum?
That's like what museum? You mean
in here?
Right over there, yeah. That's that's full like year-round people come in town to go to that.
And then right here, right here is where
The Hudson Center.
That's
the indoor.
The Hudson Center.
That's the Hudson Center is like the indoor facility.
Where's the bars and shit? Is that over?
Yeah, is that restaurant?
All
That
there.
thing must crush.
Over here?
Curly's.
No,
let
that
me see
bar.
which way you
That, the place that Mason. Remember, I thought it was Mason Crosby's.
Oh,
bar?
right up there, top left.
Up over here.
Up, left, like around there, I believe.
No.
Down here. No, right here. Right here is one of them. So you keep going left, the white building there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it goes up here.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
a whole
all
strip,
everything.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's all different. That's old. It's all way different now.
Oh, okay.
They have the hill. They have everything now. Don't they?
Yeah, there's like a snow tubing hill down there.
It's awesome. It's really cool. They built They bought all the land. It's awesome.
And the Packers own everything.
Yeah.
All that money goes to no owner, just a group
Investments?
of people. Yeah.
Isn't that what that money tab is labeled?
Yeah, real estate. I think.
Real estate.
Real estate
Yeah.
investments, and they own everything in that area. What a genius move. That's what everybody's trying to do. Everybody's also trying to get into A.J. Hawk's brain because A.J. Hawk is the man that would know the answer of Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, we spoke to him on Tuesday here on this particular program. Have you chatted with him since? Have you asked about Nathaniel Hackett becoming the offense coordinator, if he's happy for him, and if that means he's going to the Jets? How do you read all this as we sit here on Friday, January 27th, A.J.?
I don't know exactly how to feel about it. Now, obviously, they didn't hire Nathaniel Hackett just saying, okay, this guy's definitely going to deliver Aaron Rodgers to us. But I'm sure in the back of their mind, you're thinking, this sure as hell can't hurt us, right? If there's a chance at trying to go out there and get this dude, this, I would imagine, cannot hurt our chances at trying to get Aaron.
And so that's what you think too, huh? Is that from
I mean, I'm
punditry
saying
or insider?
That's just me thinking in the moment. But I don't think it was like, it's not do or die. Hey, we're hiring. Hey, Hackett, we're going to hire you, and you better deliver us Aaron. I don't think that's the case.
What do you say? It doesn't hurt?
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Definitely doesn't hurt.
Can you put that on the ticker, Nick, please?
Doesn't hurt.
A.J. Hawk, best friend of Aaron Rodgers, says hiring Nathaniel Hackett certainly doesn't hurt the Jets' chance of landing Aaron Rodgers. Put it on the ticker.
So what else could they add to the Jets then? Like a shaman? Would that
Probably
not hurt having to get Aaron Rodgers there?
Kyle Brandt said on Kyle Brandt's Basement that A.J. Hawk could be brought in to coach the linebackers.
Yep.
I could be brought in to run media.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is not going to the New York Jets
Whoa.
because Nathaniel Hackett is there or whatever the case is.
Why did he say? But what was his reasoning why Aaron does not want to be in New York?
I'm not sure. I just heard.
I hope Aaron wants to be in Green Bay. For the record, my opinion, I hope he wants to stay in Green Bay. That would be awesome. I hope they want him to stay in Green Bay.
Yeah, and I'm happy you said that because I have to do that a lot. You hear me repeat myself a lot whenever I bring something up because we are an internet show. So when in Rome, if you're going to talk about something, there's going to be people that are going to see something who have never seen me or you talk about anything before, but then they will clip it, they will put it out to their people with a caption that doesn't allude to anything that's been said before. That's the world we're in. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I respect that. I appreciate that. I get a lot of news from people that way, but we should act as if. So I appreciate you acting as if they're saying the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packer would obviously love to see Aaron Rodgers remain as a Green Bay Packer. But I think we're all living in a world, and we weren't in this world last year or 2 years ago, even though there was drama, where it seems very reasonable. It seems like very almost likely that he's going to be on the road. Is that your feeling alongside everybody else or no?
I mean, it definitely feels like it's much more of a possibility now than before. I never thought it was, but I don't know. Why do we feel that way? Is it strictly because when he comes on here and he acted like, hey, he doesn't really know what it is?
So it's not our side, I don't think. And let's dive into media a little bit.
It's like it's Shefty and everybody's like reporting this.
Yeah, because who are they talking to?
Yeah, everybody.
And not just everybody. They're probably talking to the Packers side, right? So Aaron's big thing is I don't know what they're doing. So I think the Gutekunst conversation, and he didn't say that Gutekunst told him directly that they were ready to move on or gave him a hint that. I think that conversation was a lot of you take your time to figure out what you want to do. We're going to take our time to figure out what we want to do. Then we'll come back together. If you want to play and it's here, sweet. And we agree that we're going to do that another year, let's do it. If we decide we're going to move on and you want to play, no big deal. We'll be able to go separately. Like I think there was some sort of that in the conversation that they were having. So I don't know if Green Bay knew what they wanted to do when Aaron was talking to them 3 days after the season ended, abruptly, quickly, out of nowhere, had to beat the Lions, get into the playoffs, lost to the Lions. Lions still not in the playoffs, haven't been in the playoffs a long time, but Lions certainly ruined the Green Bay fucking Packers and potentially sent them into a new era what a run.
Yeah.
What a win. What a win that is for the Detroit Lions, their last game of the season. But I think at that moment, neither side knew what the fuck they wanted to do. So now that we're hearing Peter King talk about it, hearing Schefter talk about it, I feel like they potentially have insiders on the other side of the conversation that we haven't been able to hear, that maybe they are thinking about moving on to the next era and floating it out, like to see what the reaction or what teams would potentially be involved, which we know teams have done in the past. That's not 100% fact, but that's how I'm viewing the situation because it makes sense to me that that would be how this has all worked out.
Yeah, and it also just feels differently, I feel like, for us because last year there was a lot of, like, I respect those guys like Jeter and Kobe, like Ty mentioned, playing for one team, whereas this year it's like when he came on, he's kind of at peace with the situation if it turns out that he will have to play somewhere else.
I don't think he's playing anywhere else. I mean, we can do this the whole song.
Yeah. To Connor's point, it was awesome to have, like, I feel like for you, like, it'd be awesome if Aaron was there your entire, like, that last night at Heinz, like, saying goodbye to Ben was awesome.
And team was not great.
No.
Team was not great.
But Ty,
Playoffs,
okay,
but
Ty,
no.
Other Packer fans, I'm sure,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, Ty is a Packer fan. If Aaron leaves the Packers, are you still watching every Packer game and you're so diehard still?
Yeah,
if they win.
For sure.
If they win.
Even if they lose. I mean, I'm a fucking Packers fan.
Well, good for you. That's good that you're an actual, you're a real fan then. That's
like, I'll definitely still keep tabs on. I mean, if he goes somewhere else, like, I'll obviously watch him and be interested in whatever team he's on. But it's not like if he leaves all of a sudden, fucking 30 years of fandom, I'm just throwing out the window. That's
So when
not
Luck
gonna
came
happen.
here, we won immediately. That was huge. If we would have lost that first year, and I'm not saying Colts fans are anywhere near Packers fans. Colts came to Indianapolis 1984 or whatever, 1987. Packers have been around since Curly Lambeau's doing his thing in the early 1900s, I believe. So you're talking about generations and generations and generations and generations of fans that have moved and spread and their kids. So, like, the multi-generational fandom of the Packers will always be good, I think. But for us as the Colts, when Peyton left, if we would have not been good that year, it would have been tough, I think, to sell that stadium. I think it would have been very difficult to get anybody in there. I think the tide would have turned quickly against the Indianapolis Colts. So getting Andrew Luck was huge for us. I guess the Packers have that luxury knowing that they have that fan base, that even if Jordan Love isn't there yet, if they need a year or 2 years to get Jordan Love there, they will still have business booming. You know what I mean? I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows how the waiting list for season tickets and all of that. Like, the Packers fans are there; they're diehard. But I think more of it depends if Green Bay, like, whatever decision they make or whatever they want to do, if they do try to move on from Aaron, it all depends on how they feel about Jordan Love, though. Not about like the compensation they would get for Aaron. It's like, hey, can this guy be our next franchise QB? We went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. We've had 30 years of unbelievable quarterback play or more.
I'm not burying anybody. When Jordan came in the league, he looked terrible. Everything we saw, and I didn't see really, I don't know him. So this is a obnoxious take, which a lot of people assume I make all the time, which I try to limit. But here is one. When he came into the NFL, he looked like a terrible football player. Now, add that into all the drama that it potentially caused with the starting quarterback, with an NFC championship just happening so we can maybe win a Super Bowl.
Trading up to get him.
Just seemed like an absolutely god-awful, horrendous decision by the Green Bay Packers, powers that be. Only videos we saw was him fucking up. Now, did we miss some? Maybe. But there were some things he was doing on video where I was like, I've never done that throwing a football. Like, me. In an NFL practice, I've never done something that terrible at throwing a football. I understand this guy might be like an incredible athlete and everything like that, but that you got to be a lot more than that to be a fucking NFL quarterback, right? Like, that is not how it works, especially when you're coming from Aaron and you were just in the NFC Championship. Then we see this guy do these things and seemingly have no confidence, and he was put into a terrible spot. But a couple years, I guess, behind Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers being very open, right? Isn't that what Aaron said? Aaron was very open. He said, anything you ask me, I'm with. We started watching him play, his drop back, his fucking mannerisms. It looked like he's like, oh, he's been in the room with Mount Rushmore quarterback in the history of the fucking NFL, and Jordan Love has paid it. He looked good.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he looked good. Not that that means anything. Not that that means like they're definitely going to move on to him. But you could see how with how he performed, with how he obviously progressed from when we first saw him to what he was, you could see how a team might go, we got to figure out whether or not this is a guy. And I think that's what Aaron was alluding to. Like, hey, there's no malice here. Like, you got to do what you got to do. It's interesting here. It's very fucking interesting.
Well, and the game we saw him playing was a primetime Eagles game this year. Like,
Eagles still in it.
Yeah, Eagles still in it. And Darius Slay came out after the game like, hey, I'm not saying this guy's Aaron Rodgers, but that dude, Buddy, was spinning it or whatever he said. Like, I feel like that means a lot coming from a guy like Darius Slay. And for the fans in Green Bay, I mean, we just saw it with Brady in New England. Whether they do well or not, half the people who are Packers fans will also be Rodgers and whatever team that he's on fans. Like, that's just how it's going to go no matter what. They'll still be Packers fans, but if the Packers don't make the playoffs and Aaron does, they'll be pounding that team's drum. No doubt about it.
What's Jordan Love's number? 7?
10?
10. Yeah.
They'll call it the War of 12-10.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because here in Indy, they were like, the War of 1812, which is an actual war.
Right.
And I assume there was some war somewhere. 12-10.
12-10 doesn't really have the same ring.
Yeah, it might be.
Well, that's because 1812 has just been talked about. I mean, who knows what they were
12-10
doing
was one
in
of the
10-12?
bloodier. Yeah, it was one of the bloodier wars.
Yeah, a lot of gore.
They were fucking getting after it, but they had good respect for each other afterwards, which doesn't always happen.
Napoleon
You know what I mean?
was a real asshole back then.
They'll run it back.
12-10?
They'll run it back with the Adele game. Remember when Brady came back with Belichick in the Bucks Patriots, and it was the Adele song promo.
Hello?
They'll run it back with the Adele promo.
See, I think fans would be, or at least I would be, because it's not exactly the same situation as Brady. Like, that whole thing was kind of bubbling, and it was, hey, we want you to take a pay cut. We're going to do all this kind of stuff. Like, it's been out there that it's like, hey, he has said, if they want me back, like, I'd be happy to be back. So if he's not a Packer next year, then it's the franchise's decision to say, like, hey, like, we're done with this. So if he were to go on and win a Super Bowl next year and the Packers don't make the playoffs, I think you'll have a lot of fans looking at the front office and at LaFleur and stuff like that and be like, well, what the fuck are we doing here? Because it's not exactly like Brady and Belichick.
How many years later are we now past the Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning situation? There's still people that are like, remember, he cut Peyton. Peyton went on to go to a couple Super Bowls, win one of them, and break a bunch of records afterwards. He's being judged about that now.
Yeah.
So this is something like Gunther Kuntz. If he is to move on from Aaron Rodgers and Aaron goes on and crushes it, no offense, Gunther Kuntz, he's going to be judged for that forever if it doesn't work with Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan is just literally the entirety of that, which is a lot of weight on that guy's shoulders, but he knows that, right? And he hasn't been in a fair situation yet in the NFL.
Yeah, he's been through. He's like how he has came into the league and what he's stepped into is definitely. He's had some adversity. It has to be tough mentally to handle it and see like, hey, how do you find a way to have some confidence, some juice when you do get your opportunities? But I know, have you seen John Kuhn? He said something about it was kind of interesting. I didn't see all of it. He does a show in Green Bay, 6 to midnight or something like that. Actually, 9 to noon, I believe.
6 to midnight, huh? Is that what it's called?
I mean, I think it's a play on that. I think it's 9 to noon, I believe. I'm sure it's a play on how getting boners.
Yeah, I head to the left normally.
But he said something like, I forget about, hey, if you go, let's say next year you get 8 wins, Aaron comes in and for some reason you go 8 and 9. How do you handle that compared if Jordan Love is your guy and you go 8 and 9? Then it's like it's two different mindsets. Hey, we can build off of this if it's Jordan Love. If it's Aaron and we do this again, it's like, oh man, what are we doing?
Kuhn. 9 to noon. Yeah, that's the name of the show. I love the fact that you know that. And shout out to that fucking cranium. Look how big that thing is.
Shit.
Jeez Louise.
Thick skull.
Yep.
That skull and the skull that's in an attic in Ohio on this screen right now ran into each other full go for how many years? 9 years straight, every single practice. Neither one of them wanted to say, hey, let's take it easy today, because that's how thick their skulls are. AJ, is that an accurate depiction of what happened between you and this fucking large-headed human?
I mean, yeah, somewhat, I guess. But yeah, Kuhn is a very smart guy as well. Obviously, big, thick skull, absolute meathead, but very, very intelligent.
Yeah, I think the size of the head does do something in that conversation, you know, bigger brain. Now, do people use it? Do they not use it? Is that something that everybody has a choice to do? I love listening to Kuhn talk. I enjoy it a lot. In fullbacks, even though everybody just assumes they're big, dumb meatheads because the position is kind of a big, dumb meathead position because you're an offensive lineman who has a head of steam. So you got bigger collisions pretty much and everything. You got to be really, right?
Cerebral.
Like, think about fucking Kyle Juszczyk, right? He's the best in the game right now. The
He plays every position basically, like what that guy does. They can line him up anywhere.
But the leverage he has to know the entire run game. He has to know the entire pass game. He has to know, because they're offensive linemen and they're also a weapon. So they're kind of like pseudo tight ends before then, but then they also have to be able to have perfect leverage and not get bullied. Because you get bullied one time, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, that's why you're here. You're a fullback. Oh, so I missed one block? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. What are we doing? You're a liability in a lot of things. We're putting you in here because you don't miss blocks. It's like one of those positions where you have to be almost perfect. Legit, right?
And you got to know way more than that. Kuhn a lot of time was our third down back where he'd come in and be blocking. A big reason we went to the Super Bowl is he came across the ball and got enough on Julius Peppers. So Aaron, wasn't the Super Bowl year, was it, Ty?
I think it was, yeah, actually.
Yeah, whatever. It was an unbelievable play, and Kuhn was our third down back.
This guy. No documented concussions, but said hi. What Kuhn was talking about there with the 8 and 9 thing, you go another year 8 and 9, what are people saying about Aaron? Then you're definitely doing, we should have traded Aaron last offseason when we could have traded him, So Kuhn brings up a good point. What is the team going to do next year? We assume if Aaron's going, they're going to do well. That's what we just assume they're going to do. They're going to go in. Didn't make the playoffs this year, though. Might be a time to move on. Fascinating situation.
To your guys' point, Ben's last year, they're 9-7-1. A lot of people were thinking, and a lot of Steelers fans were saying we should have moved on last year or whatever. This year, they're 9-8, and everyone says the future is very, very bright. It's a completely different mindset based on new, old quarterback.
We love Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
You look at just his stats, though, and the record of the Steelers and everything, there is zero reason for Yinzers to be, pumped. But if you watch the games, you're like, we got a guy. Yeah. The process almost is we're going through the process right now. The process of a new team versus the process of an old team, vastly different optically, I think. Right? AJ, that's kind of what Tone is talking about right there?
Yeah, it gives you, I guess one would give you hope, oh, here we go, we're building, we're only going to get better and better. And the other's thinking, are we at the end of the road here?
Now we're staring down a rebuild of fucking 10 years of bad. That is what comes with it.
It's a real thing.
Even though it's very similar, but that's how decisions have to be made in real time. I'm happy I'm not in that position.
And that changes quickly, too. Because look at the Patriots. Last year, we have the future of the NFL and Mac Jones. This year, even though we are in a playoff spot going into the last week, the entire year was shit because he wasn't as good as he was the year before. So it really does change every year no matter what. Because if Kenny next year comes out and he doesn't have as good of a year, or if they go 8 and 9, I'm sure that'll probably be a similar message as it was in New England this year.
Breaking news, 49ers DC DeMeco Ryans has emerged as a top candidate for the Texans job. Sources tell Ian Rapoport and Tom Pelissero. Didn't he just tell us that he's going to Denver?
He did.
Yeah.
This guy, AJ. This guy.
He could be a finalist for both, I guess. What if they both offer him and DeMeco gets to make the choice?
Oh, this also might be the Texans publicly pushing for DeMeco before Denver.
Hey, come on, come back home.
Hey,
come save us, bro.
He's a top candidate for every team that's left.
Hey, AJ, we've been talking about this. We've been beating this drum, and I would love it if DeMeco Ryans was the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I think he's awesome. Anytime a former player is doing shit like that, you're going to have a fan in me. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news to defensive people. It's a hard hire to make as a owner of a team, to hire a defensive head coach in 2023, 2022 NFL. Now, we are currently we don't know, it might be a trend, it might be a 1 year off year for offenses. Maybe we're in the transition phase of run the ball, stop the ball. Old school football becomes king because every team got much smaller, so now you can bully people. Right, so maybe defense is going to start mattering a lot more. But if you look across the board, all offensive-minded coaches basically having success. And the reason that is such a big conversation is because they're all head coaches calling the plays. So you don't have to turn over the offense coordinator every year if you have success. I think that's a real thing, and we need to talk about it, and other people need to talk about it as well. I think that's a position the owners are in right now. Whenever they think ahead to success, what does success look like? And then immediately, what does success look like? Oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're fucked. I think that's a tough thing right now, don't you?
It's really tough, and especially young coaches that are coming up, if you're kind of going to choose your path, if you're an offensive or defensive guy, if you have the choice, you're probably going to lean offense if you're thinking about your future and your possibilities of getting a potential head coaching gig, I guess. But I mean, yeah, as an owner, if you want sustained success, you would think, all right, yeah, we need to bring in one of these guys that can call plays. So no matter what, as far as I'm the guy, if I'm making decisions, I'm keeping that guy here. He's a head coach. He can't go. He's not going to interview for another head coaching gig. And his coordinators, yeah, hopefully he does bring up some coordinators and they get hired away. But we still have the number one thing that it matters, and that's the guy calling the offensive plays.
This has become a lot larger topic of discussion for us than I could have imagined, because every hire that happens, it's hard for my brain to get past that. Just because sustained success is what every owner wants, because that's sustained money. That's more money. That's what everybody's looking for. Jim Irsay said we're winning multiple championships here because that's what he was like. Hey, this isn't just a 1 year run. We need
expectations.
This is we need money here. This is how you build a
you
franchise.
can sell it too. Don't you think you get owners and front offices and your fans? It's easy to sell these like, hey, look at this guy. He just ran the offense that averaged 32 points a game or something, instead of saying, oh, this guy's defense held people to 11 and under every game.
This is not me advocating against any defensive coach trying to get a head coaching job. This is me just pointing out an obvious conversation piece that is happening, I would assume, amongst the billionaires and the people that are making decisions with them.
Well, it's just the reality. Like, D'Amico Ryan's, like, how long has he been the DC? Since Saleh left, and yeah, he had interviews last year, but like, look at Ben Johnson. He started calling plays like midway through this year and did good, and boom, he's getting head coaching opportunities. Like, the guy hasn't even been an OC for 1 full year. You know, it's like,
is he going to look back
potentially
and say,
yeah? What if the Lions?
I wonder that too, to be honest.
I mean, Leftwich.
Like, it's great. Exactly. Leftwich is a
It's
story.
easy to get out of that head coaching cycle. It happens really fast.
And there's only so many jobs. There's only so many jobs every single year, and there's a whole new thing. Tone, what were you going to say?
I was trying to think of any disadvantage to hiring an offensive coach. Do you have to get rid of, if you're an owner and the offensive coach that you hire comes in and the offense stinks for 2 years, do you have to get rid of them quicker than you would a defensive coach for any reason?
Yeah, because the blame is on.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah, he can't just fire the play caller.
That's what happened to Zach Taylor, though, right? And then they end up turning it around. Now, Joe Burrow's a huge part of that, but
Frank Reich, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I think it happened in Week 10 is because he's calling the plays. He picked the quarterback that he wanted, and we have -1 yards in a quarter of football in which we practice for an entire week for.
Yeah.
So, like, that is, I think, when Jim Irsay is like, get him out of here. How do you feel about Frank Reich getting that Carolina Panthers job now that we've had a day to think about it? I think this is why I keep thinking about the offensive thing on why this decision's being made, because I can't see why Frank Reich would have got a job over somebody new. We've seen what Frank Reich is. No offense, Frank Reich. A lot of good times here. Success here. He won a playoff game with Phil Rivers. Got to a playoff game with Phil Rivers here. Has a winning record in the end. In the beginning, it seemed like things were going well. He was aggressive. They obviously built up a lot of great players. Seemingly something happened, and they stunk at football. They underperformed. They did not have a quarterback, though, consistently. They don't have one in Carolina either. So I think we were all surprised by the hire. We think Frank could be a good head coach and have winning a lot of success, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Didn't work here. Surprised he got the first job, and then Ian Rapoport saying Arizona was very interested in Frank Reich being a head coach, too. What do you think that is? That's just like he's been there before. He knows what to do. I don't know why. That was confusing.
I guess did Ty say it yesterday? I guess it feels like it might be a safe pick. Like, hey, this guy knows how to come in and run the program. He's going to sit there. He's going to call the plays. But I think Swagoo said this morning, like, usually it's a what have you done for me lately gig. And what has Frank Reich done? I mean, he got fired after, week 10. So I'm not saying he's not going to be successful there. But it is kind of a weird hire. I don't know what does Frank say in these interviews. He must be very good.
Former player, right? So we do like that. We like the fact he's a former player coming from the player side, which is probably a part of these pitch decks that he's giving. And he's had 11 weeks to prepare what he would do differently, because they're definitely asking what went wrong and how to go wrong. And he's probably, boom, I've been thinking about this for this long. I think this is, I could see how he could give a good interview. But I could also see how people would be like, this guy should probably take a year.
Exactly.
Like a year to only think.
I mean, look at Cliff, though. Look at Cliff. Cliff went from, we call it his last college game that he coached at Texas Tech, and then he's USC O coordinator for 5 days. Boom, Arizona Cardinals head coaching gig. Like, how does that work?
None of it makes sense.
But that's what Cliff it feels like is going to do, is that he's going to take a year, maybe go around all these different teams, see maybe what he was missing, or maybe kind of look at himself and be like, yeah, I could probably be better in these facets of the game, and then come back and be able to be in the next head coaching cycle because he has been a head coach. Like the OCs, like Leftwich, he's never been a head coach, so it's hard to hire him, a year after he's supposed to be one of the top guys, whereas Cliff at least has experience. He's been to the playoffs.
I just texted old Cliff and asked him if he's still in Thailand. Once again, we'll probably not get an answer.
What time is it over there?
Oh, it's early in the morning.
It was
right?
early in the morning.
I heard Schreg said he was. Schreg said he's still over there.
Is that real? Like today?
Yeah, I don't know when it was, but recently.
Man, good on him.
Must be fun.
I go to and I'm dumb American, everybody knows that. 10, 11 days is a long time away from home.
Yep.
That's a long way away from your bed.
He doesn't have a home anymore.
He does. It's a big, nice one. And Arizona is an incredible place.
Yeah.
He's still getting paid a lot of money. That's probably why he's still in Thailand.
You know what? Cliff is a rolling stone. Wherever he lays his clipboard.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this, but
what's that?
Maybe Bangkok got him.
Or fuck it.
Yeah.
Should we have a moment of silence?
How did it get him?
You know.
Come on, He belongs to Bangkok now.
Yeah, you know.
AJ, what's your deal? Why you want us to dive into all these things? So
people bopping over there? What's going on?
There's a lot of bopping I've heard.
Tons of bopping, yeah.
All right, AJ. Should this be a warm-up or an actual go? I said I was
This
going
is
to
an actual go. You don't need a warm-up.
I warmed up last hour. It's a long shot.
a long
dude.
shot.
It's that way.
Never seen Secretariat stretch.
Or cheetahs. It's a long way, dude.
Yeah.
It's like full. This is past half, I think, NBA game. I think it's past half.
For sure.
Well, look, I mean, Steph Curry can shoot full court shots. He's much smaller than you.
That was
I
fake.
can't believe that was fake. What a bad decision. They're bad this year.
Yeah.
What was it for? What was the reason he did that?
FTX, I think.
Oh, no.
Sports
I
Illustrated.
just can't
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know, but-
Athlete of the year.
They're bad this year, though. Bad record. I was
Yeah.
watching them last night. I didn't know they were that bad. How are they so bad? I saw everybody that I know on their team playing, and then I looked down at their record, and they fucking stink. They're like below 500.
Yeah, Steph missed like a month, but they'll be in it at the end. The West sucks.
We're Steph Curry fans, but that whole bullshit with the fake video is probably what's going on here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't know what I don't know the basketball gods as well as the football gods, but I assume they link up and act similarly.
Yeah, they're all hanging out up there.
He could have made that. Like, I think
Oh,
if
yeah.
Steph Curry spends a few hours, I think he actually makes
Not
that.
even a few. Give him
Yeah.
25 minutes.
I hit three from this, not full court here, obviously, just 2 NBA threes with about a foot and a half there in the middle from down here. So pretty far.
Yeah,
Like,
for
pretty
sure.
far.
Yeah.
No organized basketball in my life, ever. Grew up in Boys Park, out there
Main streets.
shooting on these courts, rolling my ankle against 35-year-olds,
Exactly.
that are wearing cargo shorts out there. That's where I learned. But I hit like 3, boom, 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 like in rim, out, like boom, bang, pow.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when we were trying to figure out whether or not it was fake, because
Yeah.
why would Steph Curry do any of it? Why would Steph Curry ever do this? Why would he want to do this? So then when I do that and I rattle 3 in a row out, I'm like, he definitely did that. And then it's fake.
I don't think it's any coincidence that these fake videos put out by him and Tom, it's not the first time they've tried faking us.
Oh, fake Tom X.
Yeah, Tom did a faker today, too.
Did it
Said,
say-
I got a big announcement. No, not that one. All Brady brand gears in Dick's Sporting Goods now.
Congrats. That is a big announcement.
Oh, yeah.
He loves doing stuff like that, doesn't he?
He's such a troller, man. He's fucking hilarious, bro.
He's got a good team there. Lions Hugh, I believe. Who's-
Shadow Lion.
Lion! How many people, AJ?
12.
Okay, a dozen.
TB12. Or
Because of the donuts that we gave to the Crows.
12-10, War 12-10.
AR 12, yeah.
By the way, Genghis Khan's son was fucking running amok back in 12-10.
Oh, yeah, there was a little blood.
Right.
Yeah, that and the Crusades were still rolling on. So, yeah, there was some blood.
Yeah.
The War of 12-10 potentially takes place if Aaron Rodgers goes to another team and has to play against Jordan Love, like Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck had to do. I was lucky to be a part of those games. Made a tackle in one of those games.
Right.
A lot of people saw that tackle. Kind of an athlete. Thank you. Thank you. Guy was smaller than me, though.
Yeah, but that's what you got to do if you're smaller than
What am I supposed to do, though? You know?
Got to protect yourself.
He's moving fast, too.
Trenton Holiday was fucking Olympian, too.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of respect for that guy.
He was awesome.
A lot of respect for him.
Ooh.
I got so lucky, and now he gets reminded of it, I assume. And I assume he hates me. I don't know.
Nah, he probably appreciates it.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't hate you. He hates the people that bring it up to him. He doesn't hate you.
It wasn't his fault. He wasn't the only one that got out there.
He hates whoever you fake.
He probably hates you now.
On.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
That was like a half an inch from being.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, no.
Picture of you and Aaron.
Dahn. Is that the dawn of a new day?
That's the sign.
He's moving on. Come on, Bill. Bill is wearing. Bill, can you come out here so we can see Billy pics on this Feel Good Friday? Here's Bill's new rig. It's in his right hand. And also, he's got a Joe Burrow jersey on. He's Billy Burrow now. AJ, do you know this? He's a big Burrow guy, Bengals fan.
I did not know. Good for you, Bill. Well, he can't hear me, but he looks awesome.
Hey, good for you, AJ. Said you look awesome.
Is there a Super Bowl patch on that?
Hey, how come you, when did you become a Bengals fan?
Whenever the Colts stopped making the playoffs and having any chance to make the playoffs.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about. That's standard fan there. Everybody's going to call him a bandwagon fan. That's every fan base pretty much. And the fans that have great fans, notoriously, obviously we're a little lean at some times. Their diehards are still there. And then now that they're good, you see them. You know, like Patriots fans, 5 to 10 years, excited to hear or see what it is.
Oh, yeah, it's already going on.
What's that?
It's already happening. I mean, like I said, it happened with Tampa. And now that Mac Jones is falling off a little bit,
that's a shame.
It'll happen again.
That year we went 2-14 here in Indianapolis. Remember, winningest decade in NFL history. Super Bowl 2 years before that. I think championship or divisional round the year before that. I forget which one it was. And then that year, Peyton Manning's neck just doesn't work anymore. His nerves don't work anymore. We all find out late. They're showing up with bags over their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Calling the Colts like embarrassing and everything like that. It's like, are you serious right now, bro?
Happens quick, man. It can happen quick.
Dude. Jeez. I respected it. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. 10 games, huh?
I get it, though. Like, think how much time, and energy, and money it takes to support a team if you actually go to games and stuff.
Oh, it's a lot of money if you support them in a certain fashion like we do, but obviously it's a little bit less. But every conversation, if you're going to the games too, you're probably a pretty big fan.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of conversations in your life are about it. And when things are not good, it is not fun to be as openly of a fan of a team as it is whenever you're good. So I don't necessarily love the bandwagon thing, but this is fucking bandwagon if I've ever seen it in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
my God. At the Super Bowl last year.
Go Coats, dude.
Yeah.
Go Coats. Unbelievable.
That shit-eating grin on his face. He knows you're right.
So whenever we got the suite at the Lucas Oil Stadium, we didn't know how many people were going to be able to go to each game, myself included, but we knew Bill was going to be there.
Yep.
Because he loves Coats.
Die-hard Coats.
Scouting.
Almost like we bought Bill a suite, right? That's almost what it was.
Basically.
And then now, look at this guy. Got the Bengals on. Couldn't have happened quicker.
Unbelievable.
He's gone for good, too. Joe Burrow's not going anywhere.
No.
This is what's happening, Jim. This is what immediately.
Yeah.
And this is what owners are thinking about whenever they're trying to make that right hire at head coach.
Jeff can bring him back.
Jeff Saturday could certainly bring back Bill McComas, strictly because Jeff Saturday was once the reason why a rub and tug was shut down here in Indianapolis.
That's right.
So Bill McComas has a lot of respect for that.
He does.
Jeff Saturday went on like Bob and Tom. I'm very thankful for Bob and Tom. Bob and Tom, incredible morning show. Comedy morning show. It's been going for 40 years. You know, because you're in Ohio. They've been syndicated on, at one point, I think like 175 stations across the country. Still up over 100, I believe, at this point for radio. And they own the show.
There you go.
So,
good business.
Good business. Very lucky that I got a chance to work and watch them work and meet them. Bob Cavoyan and I still keep in touch. He was actually in here a couple weeks ago. He never came back, did he? I told him come back once a week.
Yeah, that's weird.
What is that?
Yeah,
so maybe we're not in as good a graces as I thought we were. But Jeff Saturday used to be the weekly Colt that would come on Bob and Tom. Nationally syndicated, but it's here out of Indianapolis. Every Tuesday, there was like a local Colts 30 minutes for just the local radio station here. So I think it was Bob and Tom like kind of doing business with the local radio station, even though they're making all of their money from the other 169 or 174 stations, paying them rent for their show pretty much every single month, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So Jeff Saturday was on the Colts Tuesday for like 10 years. I think.
Wow.
Whenever he left, he offered my name up to the Bob and Tom people to be the next one. So that's how I got introduced to Bob and Tom. So very, very thankful for Jeff doing that. But on one particular Tuesday, Jeff Saturday told a story about some of his teammates finding out about a rub and tug in a certain part of Indianapolis over there in Avon, I think he said. Over in Avon, there's just this place, a couple teammates come in. I think he was trying to do like a joke. Because it certainly is hilarious to laugh about, especially if you start talking about like, where you go? And like everybody's starting to do it. And then like a month later, full sting operation.
Yeah.
Place shut down. And they actually credited Jeff Saturday telling the story on Bob and Tom for the reason it happened.
Any players in there when it happened?
I don't know.
Were his teammates or some teammates upset with him?
I can think of a few.
I don't know if Jeff knew it was going to certainly shut the place down, but a lot of people listen to Bob and Tom.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, let's go take a little look-see. A lot of people that are in Avon are like, we thought that's what was going on at that end of the plaza right here while we're going grocery shopping, and got busted. So Bill McComas obviously has massive respect because Bill McComas is from a family of Marines. So
Jeff's going to get hired tomorrow.
So he's seemingly heavy favorite to get this culture.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say, didn't Jeff say if he was really bad at this, he wouldn't come back?
You're saying he's bad. Why? Because you're judging the results? What about the process? Do you listen to anybody that's successful speak ever?
33-0.
That's what they were up over the Minnesota Vikings. Jeff Saturday's speech before the game, boys were buzzing.
And so what did he say at halftime? Fuck it. We won this game. Don't you worry. Just go out there and fuck around. It doesn't matter.
Do you still have to do second round interviews with all the other teams, like all the other candidates? Or was he only interviewed with Colts only brought him in?
Yeah, I don't think Jeff's getting interviewed anywhere else.
Sure feels like they're going to have 2 or 3 candidates be the finalists. Irsay's going to say, we're going with Jeff. And Ballard's going to say, I'm fucking gone. And he's just going to
just made me do 70 hours of interviews.
Yeah.
Get me the fuck out of here. I wonder how Chris feels. Because you know how like some players, like, all right, I need a fresh start.
Exactly.
There's only 32 GM spots in the world. So I assume everybody that's in scouting and that department would love to get that gig.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I wonder if Chris Ballard's like, I could easily just fucking go right to this team.
Yeah.
Right back into this role where I don't got to deal with nothing. Sit for 1 year. Guess who's back in the general manager?
100%.
He knows that, right? He has to.
Yeah. Has to.
I mean, his draft history, he's like legitimately one of the best drafters in the NFL, it feels like.
Which is why Aaron Rodgers needs to take a good hard look at the roster here in Indianapolis. If he does return to play and the Packers don't want him to return to Green Bay, take a good hard look at this roster and compare it. Compare it to Greeny's team. Compare it to fucking Kuhn and AJ's team. Compare Ty's team. Compare it to anybody. Houston, of course.
They're barely edging them out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I heard the Cowboys are trading Dak and he reunite with Big Mike.
So Big Mike McCarthy said that process still going with Kellen Moore. Okay, we're evaluating everybody. He's no different. We're in the middle of it. I'm not talking about it anymore. Seems like Kellen Moore's getting fired. Okay, seems like they are going to move on. That would be an interesting thing. They fired offensive line coach. I think running backs coach. I forget.
Assistant
fired like
D-line,
8 guys.
It was like the classic, like, boom, Mike, this is your last chance, really.
Yeah.
Put together a team. Got to go and win something here that's meaningful, or we'll fire you too. And all those coaches know the way the game works. Okay, this is a year before you get fired. We all get fired, but that gives us an opportunity to go elsewhere too. So sucks, but also we get it. Maybe Dak's on the move.
Yeah.
Come on up here to Indianapolis, because just like the Packers fans, I saw Schneidman had a poll. Do you want Aaron back or not?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
No, not. 18,000 some votes. That's a lot of votes on a Twitter poll.
What percentage?
60% or 56%.
Yeah, it was 56 to 44 when I saw it, but it may have creeped up to 60.
18-some thousand. Now, that's obviously not the city of Green Bay. That is not every person. That's a pretty large sample.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Grass isn't greener.
Yeah, what do they look? What's that team look like without
Green
Aaron?
where you water it.
52.4 to 47.6. It got closer, so I was completely wrong. Ty was off, and it's closer than whatever. Still, 19,000 votes. Yeah, so I saw it at 18,000. 19,848 votes. No. Do you want Aaron Rodgers back as a Packers quarterback? Now, if Jets fans were smart, they send that into their emails.
Yeah, and Schneidman is a New York guy, so.
Hey, need you to go make Aaron feel as if, you know what I mean, everybody hates him. Also, we need to make some burners. We need to start tweeting all those bloggers that everything they're saying is right. He is a prima donna. Let's go ahead and play a little chess with these fucking small-town Green Bay doofuses is what the Jets could be thinking. And I don't feel that way against the Green Bay people, but that is a wild number. And if it happens, you got to live with it. That is something that you're going to have to live with for a long time.
Yeah, and it takes a little bit, but still, Jordan Love, like we talked about, I'm not so sure the Packers just fall off a cliff. I still think they're
a good franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Steelers and the Patriots. Like these teams are just always going to be in it.
So speaking of Steelers and Patriots, Rapoport earlier, we told him about our defensive-minded head coach thing. He's like, there's a lot of great coaches that are defensive-minded. He said Tomlin and Belichick and Vrabel, and you start going through, it's like, yeah, what is
McDermott?
Let's talk about it. McDermott, I guess, is really the only one, right?
Well, and does he call plays? I thought that was Leslie Frazier.
It all comes down to
McDermott doesn't
who
call defense.
The quarterback is.
Bingo.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Because Russell Wilson, what? He just forgot how to play football?
Yes. He forgot how to play football in Seattle.
Did he do ayahuasca and he got the full thing?
He was doing something.
Yeah.
He might have. He's in that Hollywood world. Maybe he did a little ayahuasca, try to enlighten, find himself, and he gained something which was super cool, right?
Yeah.
He got super cool.
Right.
But then he lost his football ability.
Yeah.
I thought he was always super cool. What do you mean?
Cooler.
Well, and it comes down to the quarterback, but, that's what the whole thing with the Bills is. Like, Josh Allen's unbelievable, but did they just get completely outdueled by Lou Anarumo and Zach Taylor? Because that's what it felt like happened.
Dude, with that Goff stat, did you see this? They're comparing Josh Allen to Jared Goff.
That's unfair, too, though, because they didn't put any of Josh Allen's rushing numbers on there, which...
You don't say.
Yeah. Passing, I get it, but, guess what? He runs the football a lot.
He was our leading rusher for more than half the year.
Goff had a good year?
I think
Goff
their
had a
total,
really good year.
Total season, he was their leading rusher.
I understand Goff had a great year.
I know what you're saying.
I understand that Jared Goff had a great year, and congrats to Jared Goff for fucking getting traded from L.A. to Detroit in a throwaway. He was a throwaway. Then had to watch Stafford win one in his face. And then he still just says, I'm going back to the golf course, and I'm hammering this thing out and sticking with it. Incredible mental toughness, incredible season by him. This Josh Allen shit's getting real heavy. People forgetting that Josh Allen's a good football player. People on TV saying Josh Allen bamboozled, like this guy's never going to win. It's like, what the fuck are we talking? What are we even talking? Maybe the Bengals are just an incredible football team.
Oh, yeah,
maybe,
they are.
Maybe their defense was unbelievable. This was just like with Dak against the Niners, like, oh, Dak's terrible. 2 interceptions, obviously, let alone the 7 straight games of interceptions, get him out of there. Certainly alarming, but if we're just going to judge off the Niners game, like, the Niners defense might be phenomenal. So should you judge your team's defense for not being able to? Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you're 100% right, but, like, historically phenomenal. It's like that doesn't really get thought about in a moment whenever we're fucking cutting people and then we're throwing them aside. It's like, Josh Allen, I think he's going to win a couple Super Bowls. I think personally.
I mean, they can't win. Quarterbacks can't
unless they win.
Unless you win the Super Bowl every single year, they're going to call you garbage at some point. I feel like that's just how it is.
That's Tom's fault.
Yeah,
like winning however many he's got 6, 7 now.
You're right.
Like before, if you won 1, 2 was great. 2 was incredible. 3 or 4 year like that's
king.
Yes, Tom ruined everything.
Well, especially in the AFC now too, because Mahomes has been in the championship game every single year of his career.
We might be in the middle of a dynasty with that AFC, with the Kansas City Chiefs team. 5 straight AFC championships, let alone already having a Super Bowl win. They win another one and then somehow win like one in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
That's 3 in 8 years. That's a fucking dynasty. And we're in the middle of it right now.
Well, and to your point with this kind of stuff, I saw it going around on Reddit. Like, if they were to lose on Sunday, he would be, the third guy to have 4 home AFC championship losses. So are we going to get the same thing with Mahomes? Like, if they were to get beat on Sunday,
Jim Kelly.
Yeah, this guy fucking stinks. Can't we? You know what I mean? It's wild.
And that's why
talk
it's so
about guys
hard
getting older. Yeah.
Like, thinking about Josh Allen winning a couple Super Bowls, it's like before every year for the next 10, 15 years, we're going to be talking about Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. And one of those 3 every year is going to be like, oh, they didn't win it this year.
And Burrow, I think, is like, why are we talking about anybody but the Bengals?
Exactly.
He's a guy, bro. I'm struggling with that game. Are you? Have you thought
Are you?
about it at all? No.
Oh yeah, I've thought about it.
No.
He's not struggling.
Yeah, we saw
What's the line?
He's
What's the
probably
line?
50% of the money.
Might be up to 2.
Yeah, it's 1.5. 1.5.
They're dogs.
Yeah, they're getting points now.
And Zach Taylor said that Jonah Williams and Alex Capel probably won't play, so that might move.
Same
again.
line
It's
as last
fine.
week.
It's fine. Same guys as last week, right?
Which is Tone. Tone, you could have
You're
been
not
referring
losing a
to
guy mid-game. Losing a guy mid-game
line.
in the offensive line is a lot bigger. At least they have the week to work together. That's what matters.
I agree, and I think that can certainly help. The weather helps the offensive line last week. Like, perfect situation for that offensive line to figure themselves out. Carman, left tackle. Bengals fans enjoy him because he's coming to the Colts next year. We are trading for that guy. So I'm happy we're going to see him on the field again. But I think last week, different scenario for that Bengals offensive line with the weather. Not that they didn't perform incredibly, and AQ obviously sang their praises for how great they were, how disciplined they were and everything. But that was a perfect setup for a brand new offensive line to kind of have to figure it out. And they seemingly did. Will that maintain? Is this a new line? Because remember at the beginning of the season when they were trying to figure out their offensive line, that was you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll see. I mean, Joe got rid of the ball so quick in that game as well. Like, if that's what the Chiefs are going to have to find a way to make him hold on to the ball for a little bit so they can get to him.
All right, let's get to a break here.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Is that Stanford Steve? Who is that?
No, that's not Stanford Steve.
Oh, Big Bald White was on the TV. I didn't.
Might be San Diego State Steve.
What?
Could have been.
Can you call Ian right now? Yeah, let's do that. Let's pause the music. I'm sick of this guy's shit.
Yeah.
It's going to happen forever.
He broke the Texans thing like a minute and a half after he left the show, and then
That D'Amico's a leading candidate?
yeah, and he showed us.
Yeah, he did.
What do you say to you guys, though?
Oh, he's going to Denver. D'Amico, they love him in Denver.
It's not really news. He's a finals for every gig, pretty much.
Yeah, but the way he tweeted it was like
has
if
emerged.
This guy is the
Well,
guy.
he's smart. He knows what he's doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who lies to us every week on the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends. Us being the people,
Can't
I
even
guess.
say, yeah. you
Him
can't
being
say
Rap Sheet.
friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport.
Hi. So, what happened was...
You see...
I had something that I knew was going to go one way. And then right after I hung up with you, it went the other way.
Of course.
Oh, okay, got it.
And now, D'Amico Ryans has emerged as a top candidate for the Texans. Going to meet with them after their game at some point next week. If all goes well, he could be their coach. And I have to say, that's a pretty cool story. His wife's from Houston. Houston linebacker would be a big hire. And, you know, I wanted to tell you during the show, but I didn't know all of it, just being completely honest.
Yeah, he was
Didn't know all of it.
going to Denver whenever we talked to you earlier. Then we see your tweet that he's going to Houston. And to AJ's point and everybody's point, the way you tweeted that, like, yeah, D'Amico's a finalist for everybody's job. Like, that's an easy thing to say. You have to be saying that with some sort of certainty that feels like that might happen?
Yeah, I would say it feels like it might happen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I would say too, and the problem is,
What about Josh
there's no
McCown?
deal. There's no deal that you can really do. He's in the game. And this is why he's in the game. He wants to focus on the game.
Love that.
You know, I would be curious now if Denver just kind of turns its attention elsewhere. I know they've kept some candidates warm. You know, I know they've kept some candidates kind of at ready. You know, that obviously would be a sign that they don't think they're getting him. Which would make some sense. And look, if he ended up in Houston, this would be a really, really good hire.
Concur.
Ian, are you confident that D'Amico would choose the Texans gig if he was offered the Broncos job as well?
Great question, AJ. Jesus.
I would say I'm pretty confident in that, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, Ian, you have news and you're trying not to tell us. You don't want to be the guy.
Talking to his wife?
No, it's just, you know,
talking
this
to
is
somebody.
No, it's just this is because he's still playing and they can't really finalize anything. The Josh McDaniels corollary always sticks out. You know what I mean? So the language has to be very precise in these situations.
Well, we appreciate you being a professional and for joining us. And he's obviously talking about when Josh McDaniels agreed to principal, hired staff, and had a live press conference.
I was talking to one of them 10 minutes before it all came out. I mean,
and then Josh McDaniels allegedly turns plane around while flying to Indianapolis for the breakfast he was supposed to have with some of the biggest partners here before the press conference because Mrs. McDaniels reminded Josh McDaniels that now our life is that guy taking an hour and a half dump in our toilet. Remember what he did. And that's allegedly why he turned around the plane. So I guess we appreciate you utilizing that terrible situation, an unfortunate situation for not only the toilet, but also the Colts, and reminding us that we can always be a little bit more professional. Thank you, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that. Put him in a pretzel there at the end.
Got him.
Hey, Big J, Hawk. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe make the shirt. Little one here, Big J.
Yeah, sweet.
Hawk. Hey, some point you're going to have to battle these crows. Hawk versus crows.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do you mean? You need me to bring a pellet gun or something?
Yes.
No.
Or a metal detector.
You better kill him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Metal detector, okay. I mean, we can finally put Connor's theory to rest or whatever. But
there you go.
if you miss,
You're done.
they'll see the bullet and then they'll immediately track to who. Now you're those deer with no eyes that Connor was talking about.
Fuck you up.
Bruce and I were walking in here one day, and there was a big old fucking hawk sitting on the light post outside. And I thought it was potentially AJ. Like, I think he can potentially morph into a hawk.
Oh, you're saying he's like one of those.
We see hawks around. We see hawks around a decent amount here in Ohio a lot.
We have a lot of hawks here.
No, we thought it was you. Like, I thought you more.
You have eagles? You have eagles in Ohio?
Not really, I don't think.
We got eagles. We got a couple over here.
Bunch of cardinals.
I actually watched.
A few robins too.
Blue Jays.
Yep. Couple of Orioles, I believe.
Those woodpeckers too. They will certainly hit to the skies here in Indiana.
Some hummingbirds. Yeah.
Some geese.
Yeah, certainly Canadian terrorists are in town.
Ducks.
I watched one of the most brutal pictures of all time. It involved a hawk, a couple of them, in actual sitting ducks. So you know the term, like, they're sitting ducks. People say that about somebody who's in a vulnerable position.
Right.
I learned why they're called sitting ducks. Our lake that we live on, like 40 minutes north of here, froze. Okay, easy, Jesus.
Sorry.
So it froze, and then there was parts of it that didn't freeze. It was just water, right? And then there would be like 2 or 3 of those for every, eyesight, if you will. And these ducks, they would go sit in the water parts, and it was literally like a target was on them. And I don't know why they were sitting in the water, if that's the only place they can hang out, these particular type of ducks, but it was an entire crew of sitting ducks. In these hawks, AJ, whole family, I think it was 2 parents and then like 2 younger hawks.
Oh, no.
Going in there, actually picking up these ducks. I'm broad daylight, 100 yards from me probably. Holy shit, look at these hawks going in. We're watching National Geographic pretty much take place. Hawks grab these ducks with their talons, beat them off the fucking ice, and then family comes and feasts, and then they take to the sky again. And the ducks, while that's all happening, go to the other water thing. The hawks did not care which water part they were in. Boom, another one. Boom, another. Had to roll down the blinds at one point. It's like, Jesus Christ, these sitting ducks are so fucking dumb.
Bloody murder.
Those hawks are the real deal.
You said when they picked them up, they would smash their head on the ice?
Yeah, they would like trap them down, and then there was like be like an actual like, it was wild to watch. And they're obviously, these hawks are
big sons of bitches.
Hawks are cool when you see them all perched up wherever they are.
Huge.
I wonder if you get to see them fly and pick up animals. That'd be cool.
Yeah, when they mug up in the egg gap.
Oh, yeah. When they got double barrel. When those hawks are double barrel up in there. We had a fish imprint on one of our windows. That was pretty.
I remember that.
That was like this big, probably. Pretty big fish. I'm like, what the fuck happened there? Oh, a hawk picked one up, was flying with it, and then just fucking threw it and hit the boom, and just like a part of the window we could not reach. Like, had to fucking bring somebody in.
Probably trying to break your window so we could get in and feast on all the other animals.
The aquarium in there. Yeah. And then also the cats.
Oh, yeah.
Dive bomb in that aquarium.
Not only that, I think Scootsy, a 3-legged cat, would have got attacked first. She would have been sitting duck. But
but
hawks don't fuck around.
Scootsy's a dog, though.
Yeah, and Teddy's slow. You got to remember, you don't have to be the fastest cat. You just can't be the slowest.
Ted weighs the same amount as Ty Schmidt.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Is that a cat?
And Chuck weighs 2 Ty Schmitts, so who knows?
neither of them are going to get picked up by anybody.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ted's eye to eye with a coyote right now. I think that's a cat that just is. He is so fat, so big.
Yeah.
Only wants cold water. That's it. I don't know how old he is. He's old.
Cold water and Cheetos, right? I don't think he wants to eat.
No, lasagna.
He loves
SpaghettiOs and
He likes-
Fruit Loops.
He likes deli meat. Like he loves deli meat.
Oh, cold
So he wants
What kind?
Some cold
Bologna?
turkey sandwich.
So the chicken, you know, the chicken
Prosciutto?
deli, the deli meat,
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
the oven roast chicken. I think
you got
it's
it.
pretty good.
Horse head.
I did not have that.
The delicacy.
Love
for
boar's
AJ.
head.
Me
Is that
too.
like a treat? Is that a treat for him, or is that what he eats?
So I'm eating it like little shark. I'm putting a piece of cheese around it.
Yep.
Eating the deli meat. You know, maybe a little hot sauce on top of it. That's a good keto.
How you
know what
doing?
I mean, meal. How you doing? Anytime I get near the deli drawer, though, there's a very familiar right next to me, and it's the same one that's asking for water. So I just put like a little deli meat down there, and we're talking that thing's eliminated. I'm like, all right, so me and Teddy are eating deli meat right now. He would hammer a whole thing if we could let him, and he wouldn't. But he's not getting picked up by a hawk. Scootsy's, I think, our 3-legged cat. She's the one that's probably in trouble if it comes to a bird of prey.
I don't know. I think we're underestimating how strong these fucking hawks are.
Oh yeah.
So when the hawk
What
came
if
around,
two?
the crows
If
got
two
scared.
came together,
Only
two
need
came
one.
together and they pick up.
Oh, like
they pick
potato
up-
sack race.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking?
Yep. Carry them off together. They're flapping their wings in unison. Yep.
When two become one.
Yeah, this is. That was the
Avatar
hawk
out
we
there.
saw out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
kind of
actually.
weird.
It was. The top one is the one we saw.
Yeah.
Someone just put this together.
No.
No,
They got a live photo of it happening.
Thank you for whoever was creeping outside the dome.
Yeah.
And caught
Pistol.
this.
My dad has a stuffed hawk that is like people at work gave him years and years.
His
ago.
grandfather.
Hey, it's cool to have a last name of an animal. Like Foxy's cool.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like if Fox does anything, just a little picture of a fox is pretty sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
simple.
For you, just fucking.
House is full of Fox stuff at my parents' house and now at my house as well. Like, that's just a natural gift.
Pretty cool name. Pretty
Yeah.
easy name to gift. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Like for Diggs, we just bought him shovels every year, didn't we?
we did.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of shovels.
I used to
Some
get a
other,
bunch
a lot
of
of other
soup.
stuff. You get him a
Yeah, I got
get
a
him
bunch
a
of soup.
lifetime subscription to My Pillow.
Easy, dude.
Who's that?
Diggs.
What's that for? You
That
saying
was on
him
his
and,
Christmas list.
saying him and Connor or cuddling on
No,
My
he's
Pillow?
talking about the guy who invented My Pillow.
The My Pillow guy.
He makes shoes now, too, by the way.
Who?
My shoes.
This
Check him out. He's right on.
this
You
one's
know,
over
Diggs
my
and
head.
him. I think Diggs follows him closely.
Yeah, he came up with a.
He's a
the My
Democrat,
Pillow.
too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Zito just told me. Of course.
Right wing wacko, just like this.
In the comments?
Yep.
Is that what the comments were saying? All right, got
He's
it.
an old meth head too. Came up with My
Is he
Pillow.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came up with My Pillow when he was in like a crack den. Wrote it all over
God
the walls.
damn it! I need a comfy pillow.
Yeah,
It's hard to sleep when you're on crack, I heard.
True.
exactly.
Itchy.
I didn't know that they were spending money on good pillows.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We learn something new every day. All right, AJ, you said 12 people, $500 from your pocket?
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Pay up.
Bonus ball. Bonus ball.
Yeah, make sure we grab. Oh, Connor.
You got tangled.
the
You got tangled.
fucking office.
And also, your headphone setup is the worst in the office as well.
It is, and I have an extender on it.
Why don't you fix that?
What's wrong with it?
I did with the extender.
But every time you need to get up, it's isn't it a full production?
Oh yeah.
Every time you need to get up. Same with D-Butt, too. It's because they're plugged in. Is that why? Because they're plugged in?
Oh yeah. Mine's sick too.
I think it's because they go through their shirts.
Yeah, you got to plug in.
Oh, got it. You know, if you use these things, you just hear static the entire show. So there's always noise.
We get some of that too.
But you can move. You know,
Yeah.
but you can move.
Here right now, actually.
Actually, I think it's.
I
can
believe
hear
that's
it
a
now,
furnace
too.
up there.
No, that's a.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. That's gone.
Gone.
Yeah, it's
It's
back.
back.
It's Pat's mic.
Is this the Crows?
It's gone. It's back.
Is that me?
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is your
Can we
mic.
fix it? Yeah, is that do we fix this thing? Is it this microphone? It's different than all yours. We brought this mic from the old studio. Brought this because those microphones weren't potentially working whenever I would stand. You couldn't hear a thing I'm saying. Is that what's causing all the electricity in my ear? This fucking microphone, too electric? Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie?
I don't know. We just started hearing it when you angled it when Connor got up there.
What's the
I
angle?
mean, that is what the
now we're good.
buzzing
It's good.
is.
Did you mute it? Oh, so whatever. So
you can't angle
That
that
thing
we
way.
start piecing it together.
Not omnidirectional.
No, but
No, it was picking up something.
there's,
Probably the TV or
I
something.
believe that furnace that we never have on is on right now.
That's not a...
there's no way that's.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Well,
Isn't the furnace on that side though?
It's that big pipe that's in the
This is a
top
good
right
show.
there.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Hey, at least we figured it out.
This is a good show. All right. Well, fuck it.
Here, I got you.
we can hear it.
$6,000 from AJ Hawk's pocket.
Yep.
There you go.
If this goes in. Come on, buddy.
Looks so
good.
They all look good. They all look good from this angle.
That one felt good too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
felt good.
Someone's shirt on the top of that pad.
Yeah. People are obviously getting after it. Got a little bit too hot. Took it off and just left it there forever. That's its new home now. Who's gonna get money?
Oh, good lord.
Jeez.
Here you go.
That
Same
was
one.
in.
Hey, got the
That was
stroke
in.
now.
Oh!
Wow. Come on.
AJ.
Suck it, Hawk.
Pay it up.
That's Feel Good Friday. Woo! Thank you, AJ.
Hell
Your
yeah.
cash tag's over.
That's right. Hashtag and say something nice to somebody and retweet this video to be officially entered into maybe being one of the 12 winners of $500 from this man's pocket. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you, Hawker.
Hell yeah. Be a friend, tell a friend. We're back on the other side with our official picks. Come on. And Kirk Herbstreit. Come on. Take 5.
What an honor. What a dream. Being a part of game day was a joke. Being on the field for this is a joke. We continue to live the dumbest life of all time.
What a time to be alive. Let's enjoy the hell out of this weekend in 2023 as well.
We are live from an empty Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
All the off-season workouts, all the sickness, all the puking, all the commitment, all the dedication. We got 4 teams left, Coach. What's the vibe of that locker room getting ready for this game?
We're going to swing as hard as we can in this game, and CJ's our leader, and he's going to lead the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try to make the most dumb television on earth this evening live from this field right here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Darius Butler, 9-year NFL vet, played at UConn. That team stinks, but they're coming back.
okay.
Stanford Steve here. And this man right here wearing a Wolf t-shirt underneath his sport coat. He works for me full-time. But what are you excited about this evening, Connor?
I mean, Pat, like you said, I have the IQ of a goldfish, so I'm not really taking all this in strictly because there's so much. The moment is huge.
You know where you make your money, and this college level is the red area. Georgia #1, 120 is where Ohio State is ranked, which is nuts.
Max Duggan is a dog.
Let Duggan cook.
Connor,
good job,
Darius. How are you boys? Kirk, we say dumb stuff on the internet every day.
Help me out there, Coach.
See if they can cover him.
In the boots.
They're on your guys.
Connor, you're on ESPN.
How about it?
How about it?
Didn't say fuck, didn't say shit. I was close, but I didn't do it.
That's a win. That's a
Let's
win.
go. Do you mind? That's fun. That's electric. Look at this, man. Look at this.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you headbutted one of your guys or not, but
Hey, cut yourself, Shane.
you are awesome.
I got a 6-year-old son, man. I mean, it's
They're going to have to rely upon those dogs. Cade Stover, the tight end for Ohio State.
Yeah, number 8.
He's like 4th generation farmer. Sponsored by John Deere.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't just put that deer on anybody.
Hey.
Yes. There's going to be billionaires barking. Okay, there's going to be billionaires barking. Grown folks in khakis barking in unison. Wow.
So much that's got to become a thing next year. No, I'm serious. This close to go. Can't do that.
Yeah, that was great.
You all right? You all right? You all right? Help him up. Help him up.
Spill anything?
Nope. You spilled your phone.
Could have been worse. Could have been much worse.
The college football playoffs are about to kick off in Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Peyton Manning. That's an Ohio fucking wet dream, not just a dream, dude. AJ Hawk. Did you see AQ Shipley stacked on top of Cube, on top of Cole? I feel a shot coming. Sound like Taylor. Oh, I told you. I gotta go to the bathroom. Let's go, baby. Wait a minute. Congratulations. And the encore this evening is the reigning defender, undisputed national champions in a home bout against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm joined by Darius J. Butler. Then we have the face of Ohio State, AJ Hawk, Boston Connor, Kai Schmidt. And AJ drove down here in a Sprinter van. His son puked twice on the way down here. Broken iPad. Had the windows bashed in this morning. Just on the streets of Atlanta here. If Ohio State loses, would you jot this down as the worst trip of all time for you and your
we
family?
love adversity, Pat. We love adversity in Ohio. In the end zone, Marvin! Oh, Marvin! What? It is so loud. You can't hear a thing. Wow. Marvin Harrison Jr. ran how many routes, Connor? I think he had a post, then he had a corner, then he had another post in the end zone. Tough to guard. Nice to know everything. This guy is all about ball. He is all business. All ball, all the time. Tunnel screen.
Looks like he's about 7'9", 550. He looks 2 feet bigger than everyone else out there.
D-Butt, look at his dog. Look at his dog.
Look at him. Look at him. One-on-one over there. Oh! Grab that thing.
Touch the ball.
We'll throw back the ref. Get that thing.
Throw that thing. Sling that thing. And go by his ball.
Actually, let me punch him. Wow. What a run. Again. There go that man again. Back to tight end. Deep shot. He's got him.
Are we live right now? And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Fours up. Put your fours up. That's coming right to me. That's short.
Any thought of like a fake punt direct snap here, Pat?
That would be awesome. There it is. There it is. Time.
Let's go. They call timeout. What happened?
The timeout on the fake punt in the fourth quarter is being described by a lot of people as maybe the greatest timeout in the history of college football.
You know, we've had 2 punts faked on us this year. We are very aware and know that people are going to try to steal possessions.
Connor, what quarter is it?
I believe, Pat, if I check my left hand, it is the fourth quarter.
Snap down, hold good. Kick is.
Looks good. Get it, catch it. Yeah.
What a kick to put the Buckeyes up 6.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge your great catch under the goalpost. I want you to know when I saw you make that, I thought for a second, is he going to return it? I had visions of kick 6 when you caught that ball, so don't do that to us anymore. But
Jackson takes a shot to the corner. Touchdown! Georgia! Georgia fakes that time. 3 seconds. Bananas. And if you didn't know who we were before our show, yes, every day it is somehow this day. Wow, what a game. Let's put on a great performance. It was a good time, man. From all of us to all of you, Happy New Year. Enjoy the hell out of your evening. Hey.
What?
Let's go. This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, January 27, 2023, Hour 3 starts right now. Football! As it's championship weekend this weekend, more specifically Sunday of this weekend, we will find out who will be in the Super Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona. That's AJ Hawk, a Super Bowl champion. My name's Pat. I lost in a Super Bowl. I am not to blame for us to lose, which is good news. And if we were to win, I would not be the one getting the credit either. I just so happen to be there. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful time for our sport. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. And one half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. Looking fantastic, fresh watch, great quarter zip, and the cowboy hat and beard combo today. Fantastic on this Feel Good Friday.
Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Joining us now is a man who I believe is in his car. Last week he went 3-1 against the spread. The only game he got wrong was the Eagles-Giants game. He thought the Giants would be able to cover. Obviously they were not. Still a good run for them. Great run for this guy who dabbled in the NFL for the first time this year and is going to become a mainstay in the men's league as well as being the face of college football. Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah,
Kirk! What's up, boys? How we doing? AJ went 4-0. Oh, hum.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Herbie, it was... I went 1-3. AJ went 4-0, but he was hot the week before that as well. On Saturday, after AJ goes 2-0, the decision was made quickly. What are AJ's picks for tomorrow? We need to super boost those immediately. Yep. They go from plus 370 to plus 500, and we all win off of it. So you got to recognize, too, when somebody's hot. That's what you just did, AJ. You are as well, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not get crazy. 3-1's great, Herbie.
Yeah, hey, the Elks were 7-1. We take that all day.
Wow.
You know?
Damn.
What do you
We're
guys
happy with it.
What do you guys call it? Ohio what?
Folks, right? Ohio folks.
Yeah, we were surrounded by a lot of Ohio folks out there for the Michigan-Ohio State game at game day. Herbie, thank you for joining us again. We know you're in the middle of something right now. All positive thoughts and vibes. If you got to dip, you got to dip. Everything's cool, we hope, at this moment, yeah?
Yeah, just waiting for my next assignment here, and then I may have to run, but I am fired up for Sunday. You wait really year round for this week, and which four teams will it be? And I think we got the four hottest teams right now, and I've told you and I've talked about the 49ers really since McAfee came over. We knew about their defense, and really once we've seen the way they're able to kind of overcome, everybody questioned. I'm going back. I did their first preseason game, and everybody talked about Trey Lance. And remember, Jimmy was working out outside, at the facility, but not part of the team. And a lot of people wondered where this team would be this year. And I think the one thing you can count on with the 49ers all year is the defense. We're going to talk all we want about the quarterback play, but the defense travels. And that's why whether they're at home or they're on the road this weekend in Philly, I've told you for the last 8 weeks that I love this team. And they may lose. They may run into a tough environment, and maybe they can't overcome it. But I like the 49ers personally.
Okay.
Got it. Kirk, if you were, let's say you were in Brock Purdy's shoes, I guess the dude obviously has so much confidence, but we know how good this Philly front seven can be and how much pressure they can get on the quarterback. What do you think their plan's going to be with Brock to hopefully continue his greatness?
Well, I think the big thing, whether it's been Jimmy in the past or now with Brock, I think the scheme has as much to do with the success of the quarterback as the quarterbacks themselves. I think they both cerebrally fit well into what Kyle's trying to do. But make no mistake, I mean, they've got to be able to get their outside run game going, and they got to set up their play action pass game. Like if they can't run the ball, if they're running into a brick wall and it's 2nd and 9 and 3rd and 7, it's going to be a long day. I mean, they will not be able to win this football game. So I'm counting on that run game and how sophisticated it is, how confusing it is, how they give you so many different looks out of different personnel groupings and formations, run the same plays. So it's simple for the offense. And AJ, as you know, very, very difficult for the defense. because of how much pre-snap movement they do. Their pre-snap movement to me is as important as the play call itself because of what it does for the quarterback and what it does for the offensive line and setting up those angles to have better opportunities with the leverage and the blocking. So I'm assuming they're going to be able to get enough of their run game going. And then it's big, those 1st and 10 play action passes. And they boot away and just try to get those linebackers and safeties out of position, especially a fast-flowing, aggressive defense at home. That's the best time to get those 1st and 10 misdirection plays going.
Suck them up. Is that what you're saying? Suck them up.
Suck them up, big time. So I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. Obviously, you go to Philly for an NFC Championship game. If you win, it's not going to be pretty. But I believe in this defense, and I believe in Brock Purdy, and I especially believe in Kyle Shanahan, DeMeco Ryans. And I just think this team is destined to get to the Super Bowl. And so I'm picking them on the money line, man. I'm picking them straight up.
Okay, plus 126. Wow. Don't need the 2.5 on the road in Philadelphia. The Johns aren't going to love hearing that, but you started this whole thing with saying how much you love the Eagles and how hot they are. Obviously, it's the NFC Championship. Both teams are very fucking good. Once we saw the Niners out there, Seahawks, Niners, in the booth, I will remember it forever, I think, because of how matter-of-fact you were after that game. You pointed at them while they were still celebrating on the field. You're like, I know people like the Eagles, and I know people like, how do you beat that team right there? And it was real. It is. How do you? I don't know.
And I think, again, going back to AJ, just because I know he knows this, the defensive line, while Bosa gets the attention, they've made it an emphasis in the way they draft and the way they bring guys in. They're 8 deep. They got 8 guys that they rotate. Bosa gets all the attention, but that is a group effort, and they stay fresh because of the rotation. And then the linebacker play speaks for itself, led by Fred Warner. You saw the play that he made last week where he's showing blitz in the A-gap, snap of the ball, he drops back. I mean, how the hell do you make that play when you're a linebacker? I mean, it was just he's just at a different place right now, the way he plays and the confidence he's playing with. And then on the back end, I mean, can they hold up? Because this is a game that Jalen Hurts. Oh, what'd she say? He's dressed. This is a game that Jalen Hurts.
So are you done?
No, I think I got a couple minutes here. Jalen and his ability to run the football is the X factor every week, and especially this week. Not just zone read, but his ability to create, get the attention of those DBs, and then that can set up some potential one-on-one opportunities with A.J. Brown and company. So the corners are going to have to getting ready to come down. The corners are going to have to hold
up. All right,
up.
well, get through it. Yeah, we got it. We understand. Yeah, can certainly give up some big plays to the explosive Philadelphia Eagles. Also, great team. You like the Niners straight up. Let's go to the AFC side real quick. Bengals, Chiefs. You've been to a lot of the Bengals games. Obviously, everybody on earth loves Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Pat looks a lot healthier than we could have imagined. How do you see this one going with the Bengals getting 1.5 in Arrowhead, also known in Cincinnati as Burrowhead?
Talking a lot of shit, man. It's crazy.
Both sides.
Yeah. Let me just say this. That ankle, we could say, oh, yeah, hey, he's going to get a shot. He's had a couple, days to get that's high ankle sprain is no joke, man. And when we all close our eyes and think about Patty Mahomes, I think of him stepping up, stepping out, creating, jumping up, making plays. And I'm not saying he won't be able to do that. But that's when he's at his most dangerous, right, is when he's creating. How much will he be able to do? An ankle sprain like that is one little scramble and a hand smacks at your ankle, and now you're limping around again. Well, they have to go to Henny. I hope not. I hope Pat's able to play the whole game, and I hope he's able to be at his best. But I just wonder how effective he'll be off schedule, being able to manipulate and make plays on the run. That's the whole key to me, because they're going to come after him. I mean, they're going to do everything they can to try to disrupt their timing. I'd get up into the face of these receivers and try to disrupt it, make him hold the ball. The Bengals do a pretty good job of getting after the quarterback, and I think the way you can make him have to hold that ball is it's a little bit risky, but you got to have confidence in your corners to get up into the face of these receivers and see if you can affect the timing, and especially if Kelsey. Is it going to be Von Bell? Who are they going to put on him to try to slow him down? You're not going to stop him, but who can you put on him to try to slow him down and disrupt the timing? So that's a big thing. And then the last thing I will say is, as I've told you before, I can't go against Joe Burrow. So I'm going with both teams on the road to win outright and go to Super Bowl. Bengals, Niners in the Super Bowl for me. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. The only one that really matters, it seems like, is AJ, who's 4-0.
All right, I'm getting hot this week. We're all going to agree. Okay, we're all going to agree. Maybe we haven't made our official picks. We will certainly take your big brain into account, though. Tell the family we said hello. Tell Zach we said Godspeed on the other side of this.
I will, brother. I will. I appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Should be an awesome couple games, and I'm going to tune into you boys to find out who you picked. I'm going to make notes. I want to find out who everybody picked, so we can communicate next week on who did what.
Okay, you're talking about we could communicate properly, because there was a time where you thought maybe you clean sweep that thing, and the boys were like, "RB won 3-1. Let's not get crazy." We appreciate you, Kirk Herbstreit, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he said a lot there. I didn't even think about, and this is because I'm such an amateur at this whole thing, but also because I live in the moment. He looks healthy to start the game. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about, that is something that...
I did. I absolutely thought of that. I mean, yeah, Kirk's right. That ankle feel, no matter how it feels, he could go through the game. It could honestly start to feel a little better and better, or early in the game it could get dinged and feel like you can't move that much. Either way, Pat Mahomes can still beat you on one leg too, though.
Out of the pocket, 90% of his passes out of the pocket or whatever, they're 10-0. I think that was his stat. 9-0 maybe? Whatever it is. There was a 0 in the loss column, and there was more than 5. I think it was 10-0 whenever he throws 90% of the balls from the pocket or whatever. So it's like, to Aaron's point, and I've talked about this a couple times, I understand that we all love, and he said, step up, step out, and jump. That was literally a throw he made last week. Yep. But the reason why he made it last week so comfortably is because he's made it seemingly every single game he does that. He has been hindered before, and he's been able to have success. The thing about this Bengals team, and we watched this yesterday on Everything DB, Trey Hendrickson drops, simulated pressure. Trey Hendrickson drops. Mike Hilton comes from 16 yards away. Reader and the boys, though, they're good at keeping, right? If quarterback has to stay in pocket, it seems like every D lineman who can sometimes forget or sometimes go gangster or want to go make a play, seems like they're all very much in unison. Like, hey, if Trey's dropping, we're going to need somebody to get out here to keep Josh Allen in, and they did it perfectly last week. Will they be able to perform exactly the same way against that Chiefs defense? That's a huge question. If they are, I think this Bengals team is going to be tough to beat regardless, I think, with the way they played last week.
Well, don't you think every time we've watched the Bengals defense play, especially when he comes up with Darius, they're super disciplined. Like, they're all doing their job. I feel like just the little things. Like, if you got, if we used to call it like a big stick, the DN's got to cross face at that tackle or whatever. He's got to make sure you actually cross face and shorten that corner for Hilton coming off the edge. All those tiny things. And then also, hey, we need this inside D-line to make sure he loops around so Pat Mahomes can't escape the pocket that way. And if you just peek one time on like a third down situation, it could change the course of the game.
That's when you see all this shit.
Yep.
That's for not just Patrick Mahomes. There is never a plan by defense where the quarterback is scrambling for 10 seconds. Ever.
No.
Never, ever. That is not it. So whenever you're seeing quarterbacks get outside the pocket, somebody fucked up on that play. Just immediately know somebody fucked up or they got dominated. It's one or the other. Like, and it probably wasn't their fault or whatever, but it's not easy to be able to maintain that discipline because teams are trying to get you to bait. They're baiting you to not be disciplined a lot. Like DJ Reader or the inside guys. Hey, we need you to eat up two dudes, but also you got to make sure you get right leverage. If you lose to one of these guys a little bit more than the other guy and we lose that, we're fucked. Okay, so you got to beat two guys, but we also need you to beat them in this one particular way. And Lou Anarumo has been able to get them to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Will they be able to continue to do that against Kansas City Chiefs who have fucking...
And can the Bengals continue to tackle as well as they have? This last week, I think they put on a performance of how to tackle in the open field and be physical and kind of limit the yards after the catch.
And Lou said, we take a lot of pride in that. We work it. We do it in the spring. We do it in camp. We do
They
it.
look good.
Yeah, they
They
do.
look good.
Discipline. I think they have a better D than Chiefs D. I think that is certainly something. Yeah. Willie Gay came out this morning and said, he was asked, it was actually, you saw him stick to the script for the first question.
Yeah.
hey, this is what we're saying. This is how we're handling this. We are not going to make this into something. There's obviously a lot to worry about. We don't need to worry about this bullshit. Okay, we don't need to worry about it. So Willie Gay was asked basically if he had heard about the Burrowhead and everything like that, and he said, we're not worried about that. We're just worried about playing in the game. And then somebody follows up, what has impressed you the most about this Bengals offense? He goes, nothing. This is the video right here. This is Willie Gay whenever he was approached by a media member about the shit talk that is taking place between the Cincinnati Bengals to the Kansas City Chiefs, and now the Kansas City Chiefs are addressing it behind closed doors. We can hear in his first answer.
What is it about that Bengals offense?
This is the second question.
You played it a few times.
Okay, so that's the second question. First question said, what do you think about the whole shit talk? He says, we're not worried about that. We're just worried about playing football. Then half a second later, what impresses you most about that? Nothing at all. So it was like, you could see, and Travis Kelce mentioned it on the New Heights podcast, was it the Raiders that took the fucking bus around?
Yeah.
Like the Chiefs, they are very much like bulletin board material squad. Like they are very much that.
They have their own chip. They're saying, "Hey, Bengals, you aren't the only ones with chips on your shoulder. Like we're gonna have ours as well."
Well, and they lost last year, right?
Yeah.
To this team.
And if you look like Willie Gay, you can say whatever you want. That dude's trap starts at the top of his ear.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Was that one sleeve? Can we put that back up? Was that one sleeve too?
I believe so. I believe
now. Yeah, because that one's cut up much higher than the other one.
Yeah, whether he wears a shoulder brace or whatever, but I think it is one sleeve.
Those are just shrugs all day right there, AJ? Is that what we're doing? Or are we doing those neck exercises where we got that machine on?
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice. I mean, I have a feeling if we did shrugs all day, every day, we still couldn't get traps like that.
No.
Do you? Funny feeling? I feel like I got pretty good traps.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying.
Look at those.
Yeah, it's not real.
I love 2 earrings, nose ring, 2 chains.
Yep.
What impresses you most about their offense? Fucking nothing, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Love it. I love this guy.
Yeah.
And I know teams don't love whenever this type of stuff happens. And obviously Andy Reid addressed it with the first answer that we heard with him saying, we're not getting into that. We're just playing football. But, man, whenever you can tell that people care, like that's when I enjoy it the most.
Yeah.
So whenever, Eli and everybody's talking shit, that means they care, right? They have enough passion and energy to feel that way. They're invested. They care. Now, it's very late into the season. You're going to have to be invested to make it to this point. But I love it. Like, I enjoy that. And I cannot wait to watch these 2 fucking teams go at it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, especially because they already played. But it does, these 2 teams have the feeling of, this is going to be kind of the AFC rivalry that we're going to see a lot going forward because obviously it was Peyton and Tom for a while and Big Ben and Flacco. It's just like.
And it was supposed to be who?
It was supposed to be Mahomes and Josh Allen, and Burrow's kind of tossed to the side. And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, I don't know if it's going to be. It's definitely going to be Mahomes because with Andy Reid and all the weapons they have and how they can.
And with Pat.
Pat, and just reload every year. And now it feels as like, okay, Cincinnati has become this other team that's going to challenge the Chiefs every year in the AFC Championship.
So, next year could very easily be Bengals-Bills too, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then we'd be like, this was going to be,
Well,
we would do the whole thing. We would do the whole song and dance again because it's real. Like, those 3 are fucking incredible for the AFC side. Would make you wonder if you're a veteran quarterback, if you would want to come dance in the AFC. Like, hey, there's some teams over here that are young, have experience, a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Like Lou Anarumo alluded to it, like us already being there, the Super Bowl, we already been there. Our guys got to experience it. They know almost what to expect, the schedule, what it's going to be like, how it's going to go, the feelings you're going to have before the game. Because all those things, obviously, it doesn't affect every player. There's some dudes that are just stone cold killers day one. Like there's some people that are like that. But there's some people who, and obviously we've seen it through sport, where you realize a moment. Mm-hmm. And when you realize the moment, you start thinking about the moment and things change. I think that's big for the Bengals, and it's obviously already happened for the Chiefs. They've already been there. It's like the Bills have been to the AFC Championship, so they've had big moments before as well. It does. What?
It's not like that was like any of the AFC Championship games Mahomes and Burrow have been in. They didn't go to overtime. It wasn't a close game. They got fucking killed in Arrowhead.
Yeah, but I mean, the fucking overtime rules almost got changed because of the whole thing.
Yeah, and a divisional.
Yeah, but it's still there's big moments. Those are big games
for sure.
where they're happening.
Yeah, but still not the height of the AFC Championship. You've talked about it. Every single round in the playoffs, it goes up a little, and then obviously at the Super Bowl, it's the highest, fastest game you could possibly.
Do you know why I think it goes up? Because every week you're told how big the previous week was. So it's like people are learning 45 million people watch that game. Yeah. Holy shit. That's a lot. Yeah, wait till this week. It's going to probably be 59, 60 million people.
Yeah.
It's like, holy, some guys are like, wow, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Like that's a thing. I think people like, you don't know what you don't know, and then you learn it, and then now you're trying to just be like, oh, I didn't know this last week.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, none of that matters. I'm just playing ball like I did when I was in 5th grade. Same thing, right?
Is football same size? Yeah. Field same size? Yeah. Tackling? Yeah.
Okay.
None of that matters. And you would hope a lot of your team is like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody's like that. That is not how everybody is like, though. Humans are out here doing this thing, AJ.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, how many guys actually you gotta get scared if some guys start looking around and realizing the moment before the game, or even during the game. Like, say they get up by one team gets up by 14, and guys are starting getting giddy. Like, oh man, I gotta start thinking about who they're gonna give their Super Bowl tickets to. Well, you don't get them; you still have to pay. But still, like, they start planning out in advance while the game is still happening.
Dude, before the kickoff, Super Bowl, I'm backing up, not thinking about much. It's a fucking game. I've played 4 bowl games coming in. Literally, since I've gotten to football, I've just been on winning teams because Pat White was our quarterback, and he's so good. So, like, every game's a fucking big game pretty much, you know. Oh, it's Super Bowl. Okay, cool. Rookie year, it's whatever. Dude, we're playing in the Super Bowl. Who gives a fuck? So then the kickoff thing, though, opening kickoff, it's like, oh, this is going to be a photo forever. Like, this is going to be a moment forever. There's Jacob Lacey, my guy, fellow rookie, out at 1. Yeah, and I'm happy I didn't whiff on that thing. And a pretty good ball. Ball been 3 deep in the modern NFL. Maybe a touchback there because that's kickoff from the 30. Tackle him at 22. Not a bad thing.
Here we go.
Brand new football. Yep. You know, somebody put like 1 5 deep in the Super Bowl. I think many years back. I looked into this thing. If I had to do the kickoff, that was a brand new football. I didn't know that obviously till I was kicking it off.
Yeah.
When I get handed the ball, and I'm like, whoa, biggest kick of my life.
What is this?
What? Sir.
What's going on here?
Sorry, everybody's going to see this kick. Like, literally, 150 million people are going to see me kick this ball. At least. That's live, let alone something terrible. Why is this the worst football I've ever kicked in my entire life? Well, welcome to Super Bowl or whatever, you know? Put that ball down. Then you start walking back through your steps, and it's like, holy fuck.
Shit.
Super Bowl.
They just pick that up and just take that right to the Hall of Fame or whatever?
Yeah, as soon as that play's over, that ball goes right to the Hall. So that's why the Super Bowl kickoff prop is
Big one.
is a good prop, because we have information that literally only 40 people have.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that ball vastly different than every ball that you're going to kick your entire life. It's brand new. I didn't know I have not watched that's probably the first time I've watched that like fully. I've seen pictures of it. That's kicking off from the 30 there. I got that inside the 5. That's a touchback probably, depending upon who we're playing. I'm very pumped about that. Look at me.
Hi.
Okay, 2 yards deep, probably bringing it out. But nonetheless, not a touchback now or then.
Nice coverage, too.
Yeah, we had a good crew. Jacob Tammy right there, tight end. He's a dog.
Oh, yeah.
My guy from North Dakota right there. He went and played for the Saints for like 5 years.
43?
No, 43 is Aaron. He was the flying
Francisco?
Hawaiian. Yeah, Aaron Francisco. He was PP. He was a stud.
Yeah, he is.
Good tackle.
Yeah.
Great leverage, outside leverage, throw his guy inside. Make
Jamie Silva with the long hair right there. That was a running back. I forget his name. Oh, he's a good guy. Jacob Lacey here. This dude's one of the coolest humans of all time. The one. Went to Oklahoma State from Texas. We're talking dog. Had sweet hair. We're talking about sweet long hair. This was his attitude at all times. Just, hey, dog, what's going on? Just at all times. He was one of the guys that whenever we almost had a tornado, the first week I was out here, he wouldn't leave his hotel room. He said, ain't no goddamn tornadoes. From Oklahoma, went to Oklahoma State, from Texas. Yeah, he looked outside. There ain't no damn tornadoes. I'm like, I don't know, I'm from Pittsburgh, bro. Like, did you hear the fire alarm that they just put off for the whole town? There ain't no fucking tornadoes.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
He knows.
I was down in that fucking lobby as quick as they told me.
Yeah.
Seems like there's more glass here than in my room, but lowest floor I remember from like elementary school. All right, let's make our picks. Let's get out of here. Okay? It's been a great feel-good Friday.
It has.
Hell yeah.
We got 2 fantastic games that we get to chat about. 2 fantastic games that we get to watch. And by Monday, there will only be 1 meaningful NFL game left.
Yeah.
But the most meaningful. So let's make sure Every minute of these games, every single play, we're appreciating, respecting, and thanking these fine men for getting to the point in which they are 4 teams remaining. AJ, last week you went 4-0. The overall season record, I've won 8 weeks, lost 7 weeks. We've tied 5 weeks. This is exactly how we drew it up.
Yep.
The NFL has obviously been rigged all season. So has this show. Every pick that we have made has been on purpose to get to this point. 1 week could swing this into a tie going into the Super Bowl, which would be fantastic. AJ, 49ers getting 2.5 points on the road in Philadelphia. Who wins and how's it go, Mr. Hawk?
So you want me to go first? And then you can pivot off of me if you need to?
Yes, sir.
That's
Do you want me
fine.
to go first? You're hot right now.
No, I don't mind. I'll go first. Yeah. So, I mean, Kirk I started to listen to Kirk a little bit here and got me worried for a bit. And I love everything about the 49ers, but I'm taking Philly minus 2.5.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't like doing it because I like both these teams so much. But when I sit there, I don't even care about home field advantage. Yeah, that's the thing. But I love Philly's offensive line. I love Philly's defensive line. I guess that's where I'm at.
70 sacks.
It's all about the O-line, D-line, baby. Just like Papa Sirianni told Nick Sirianni when they were coaching Dahn at IUP.
That's right.
And now Howie Roseman, a man who's built up 2 Super Bowl caliber teams, says all about the O-line and D-line, baby. Shout out to Papa Sirianni, Dahn at IUP.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Fuck! I was on the Niners hard, dude. I thought we were all agreeing on this.
Stay with it.
I thought we were all agreeing on this. And then as Herbie was talking, and he was chit-chatting, and I thought about Herbie going, how do you beat this team? I immediately thought of every In the Trenches we've watched, which has also had the Niners on.
Every single
But
one.
with every single one with the Eagles, if Jalen Hurts is playing, their offense has been damn near unstoppable.
Lights out.
And the Niners defense is the weapon of that team. Now, I'm not saying that Debo isn't a fucking dog. And Christian McCaffrey was practicing today. Elijah Mitchell was not. Okay, so how does that change the thing or alter anything? We don't know. I guess Christian McCaffrey has a calf. We saw him getting worked on. Feels like that is something that could be toradoled or pain toleranced away. If it was actually torn or ripped, probably not practicing today, but I am not a doctor. I am just trying to figure out what the fuck I want to do for this game. Brandon Ayuk's a dog. George Kittle is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Studs everywhere. Everywhere.
Trent Williams is the best weapon on the team, and that's coming from George Kittle talking about who's the best weapon on the team. Brock Purdy hasn't blinked at all.
No.
We're talking like this whenever he's doing stuff. We're talking about pounding a chest like he's fucking King Kong. Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Red.
Loves the Lord.
Yes, he does.
Is any moment too big for somebody that's obsessed with the Lord? I don't know, right? Because their biggest days are far from now. They're
him.
long, long away.
For him, just the Cy-Hawk rivalry. That's really the only moment that's been too big for him.
Not judged by anyone.
Eagles team, though, dude. Because he said A.J. Brown and the boys could take advantage of maybe the secondary if Jalen Hurts is able to extend plays. And them boys, by the way, is Devontae Smith, who is a fucking guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was number 1 before this year.
Heisman.
Legit number 1.
Oh, yeah.
In the NFL. Heisman winner, obviously, in college, which how does that happen? Shout out to a quarterback not winning that award because the quarterback had to throw the ball to him. Who was that quarterback?
Mac Jones.
How did that translate into the NFL?
Yeah, he still led the league in completion percentage.
PFF, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for
No
that.
problem. Hey, those are just stats.
Now, the stats that PFF puts out told Fred Warner that they might be in trouble against Jalen Hurts-led offense and the way Sirianni goes.
Yeah.
2.5 points. Sirianni played rock, paper, scissors on program.
He did.
We had Lane Johnson on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Give me the Niners plus 2.5.
Wow.
It's
Here
a good
we
pick.
go.
It's a good pick.
This is not good for me because you've been red hot and I've been ice cold. And I just thought we were going to agree. And I was excited. I was pumped for me. I was like, look at me, getting back on the side of a guy who's in a heater as opposed to what I'm going to do. And then you say, give me the Eagles. And I'm like, I like the Eagles. Do I like them enough to listen to somebody who's much harder than I right now? Not enough. I'm staying on the Niners.
All right.
Rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, both these games are so damn close.
Yeah,
It's going to be impossible to pick them either way.
Bro, a rookie quarterback. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. You're never irrelevant when you're walking with Jesus, though.
Amen.
Very true.
Wow.
Does that change your pick?
I'm sticking with the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Bengals, Kansas City.
Eagles.
All right, here we go. Cincinnati Bengals getting 1.5 points on the road in Arrowhead. Obviously, there's the clips of Eli Apple on the sideline, middle of the game, talking his shit to a camera I assume that he thinks is a friendly camera that immediately gets released onto the internet of him saying, it ain't Arrowhead, it's Burrowhead. I'm going to let you think about that. I love it. I like that they're very confident. Got dogs all over the field. Joey Burrow, seemingly coolest dude on earth. Now, I did see a video of Justin Fields doing a similar warm-up throw, and that game was that throw was in front of 15 people or something, and I think that was for the number 1 pick of the draft next year, in that moment.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know if it was for the fucking divisional round in Buffalo.
Yeah, with a bunch of snow.
What just matters,
Interesting.
With 40 million people watching and everything like that. But I do like the moxie from Justin Fields.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate it. If he stays like that through all the biggest moments, I think the Bears are on the right course of success. But I think what we all loved about that video is Joey Burrow had no idea that it was the divisional round. This goes all the way back to me seeing Joey Burrow at LSU taking on Georgia at the SEC championship game. I was doing game day for the last 5 episodes of game day that year. This is before COVID. I was on the road, and they did the game day live from the SEC championship in Atlanta, Georgia. We got into the stadium before anybody else. It was just opening. We saw early warm-ups. Okay, so players still wearing their sweatsuits, just walking on the field for the first time. I would say maybe 30 to 40 people in the stadium, other than the people that were in our suite that aren't working in the stadium, very early in there. And the camera people were warming up, and they had a shot in the suite that we were in on Joey Burrow for probably 45 minutes straight on this guy. And he had no idea that he was in the SEC championship. He had no clue. I saw every demeanor, every interaction he had, dap up, dancing, singing, chill, calm, no big deal at all. And I'm like, this dude is the coolest guy on earth. They would obviously go on to beat the fuck out of Georgia in the SEC championship, and then go to the national championship and win. And then now he is the Joey Burrow that the NFL world is getting to see, the face of Cincinnati, the face of the league coming up. And obviously this dude just has all the moxie and the it factor that one human could potentially possess. He smokes cigars after every big moment, and he doesn't smoke them as if he looks like he's never smoked before. Sure. All the qualities off the field, the intangibles that you can't coach and teach, he seemingly has. Mm-hmm. Taking on the next one, Patrick Mahomes, the anointed next king of the NFL. When he was in his 3rd season, he was being asked if he was going to be able to catch Tom Brady in Super Bowls. This fucking guy has arrived in a big way for a long time, so much so that we've forgotten about his greatness. He isn't even chatted about almost on a daily because, he's Patrick Mahomes. He entered a new tier, a new altitude quick, and he's going to be expected to be there forever. Tough job, but Andy Reid seems to be the right guy for it. AJ, I think I know what you like, how you like it, but why do you like the Bengals over the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think you heard Kirk say he can't pick against Joey Burrow. I am with him there. I understand that thinking. That is a big part of what goes into my decision here as well. But you know how I feel about this Bengals defense. I think they're highly underrated. I think that Lou Anarumo does a great job of mixing up. He's going to drop 8 at times, find a way to try to get some 3-man pressure on Patrick Mahomes, make him uncomfortable. So I will take the Bengals plus 1.5. I think they are just going to continue to roll the way they have. And they love winning on the road, too. And I'm with them. It does. It feels great to win big games on the road, especially in the playoffs.
Dude, a trip home afterwards, so much fun. Walking off the field,
great vibe.
That's it right there. That's the moment. There's
with the trophy.
Like 10 minutes after from when the final whistle blows into for the next 15 minutes. That's the best thing about winning on a away game, I think.
Just walking off the field. What happened?
Presentation.
Oh man, sorry.
Well, no one cares. That's the thing. They're not gonna. There's no reason to celebrate the AFC or NFC championship. You're going to the
but it's
you're going to the Super
named
Bowl.
after the Hunt family who own the Chiefs. I mean,
In their stadium.
I get that,
Do
but
it
it's like
again?
you got to be
Yeah.
like, thank you. All right, thank you. We obviously have plenty of business to go. This is not our final destination.
No, agreed, but that'd be a reasonable thought, AJ. We don't live in a reasonable world.
Yeah, you might be right.
And Romo's giving out the Lamar Hunt Trophy on the field, so
Exactly,
that'll
and
be
you
a
want
huge
that
moment.
What's he gonna say?
Joe, you're not as good as Josh Allen. Everyone knows that. I've been saying it for weeks. But if you want a couple hard count cadence ideas for a Super Bowl, come find me. I don't got anything going on next.
Oh,
week.
Tony, what are they? What are they?
Well, last week you heard Josh. I always went with the, why, son? Wait, son. That's very, very effective. But I don't know. Maybe you want to do like a gritty, son.
Did you see him? Did you see the video he put out?
I saw Bill had a response to it as well.
Yeah, Bill jumped off sides. Bill, hold your water, Bill.
Come on, Bill. Be better.
Me too.
Who is? Wait, so Tony will broadcast this game. The other one is who?
Olsen and
Greg
Burkhardt.
Olsen? Yeah. Nice. And then Greg rolls right into the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
I've picked the Chiefs pretty much every week, and they've lost every week. Now
They're not great against the spread, are they?
No. Now this one, I mean, could be a 1 point game for sure.
Yeah, but it's not really. Spread doesn't even matter here. I feel like
Feels
almost.
like 2 will probably maybe at 1 point.
Yeah,
Maybe it is 1 point game. Who knows?
Hey.
So maybe we'll be able to win both ways here, because I would like to see a dynasty maybe be built, and maybe Cincinnati's the dynasty that's being built.
Potentially.
And we don't even know that it's happening right in front of our eyes right now.
Absolutely.
Because we talk about the Kansas City Chiefs because of 5 straight AFC championship games. They've won a Super Bowl. They have their quarterback locked down. If the Cincinnati Bengals go back-to-back Super Bowls and they lock down their quarterback and some of their pieces, it's like, wait, hold the phone.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is there a dynasty brewing in Queen City?
Yeah, you can call Cincinnati that.
Now, Charlotte also says, we are the Queen City. But I think Cincy calls themselves the Queen City as well. This queen gets around, it sounds like.
Well,
She was bopping around town to town, sounds
time.
like.
It's got to be some more too.
I like the Bengals as well, even though I love that Kansas City Chiefs team, and I feel bad that I'm doing this because I've been a diehard Chiefs guy. But the Bengals fans might not be happy about me picking them. I'm not 100% sure. I'm ice cold. Ice cold. Long neck, ice cold, tank top, ice cold doofus. When it came to pick, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like that's what I've been making picks lately. So I don't know what's right or what's wrong, but I'm going with the Bengals plus 1.5 as well.
Wow.
All right.
Here we go, AJ. You and me.
What are the pundits? Who are the pundits going with?
I think Eagles are getting a lot of love. I think.
Yeah, Eagles, and then I think Chiefs.
yeah,
I think
it
Ninkovich was the only one to pick the Niners on the one particular panel on Get Up, if I do recall from a photo that Gumpy sent in.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Bart
with
Scott,
the
I
Cowboys.
think.
Bart Scott this week was the only to pick the Niners against the Eagles, but Ninkovich was the only one to pick the Niners.
Oh,
against the
okay, got
Cowboys.
it. Yeah, there's always.
Wait,
should
they
do
all
that.
picked the Cowboys over the Niners?
Yeah, except
Yeah,
for
dude.
Nick.
Remember we talked about this? We said
Yeah. Gosh, that feels like a month ago.
that's the NFL season, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right, we need to do one more giveaway before we get out of here on this Feel Good Friday.
Uh-oh. You calling out the ringer from the back?
Friday.
Who, Bruce?
Yeah.
The
Redemption.
ringer.
Redemption. Don't we want
He
redemption,
already-
Bruce?
he
I
had
want
his
Bruce to
redemption.
sleep tight.
We got all those balls sitting there.
Oh, you're right. He did make one. He made one.
Yeah, but not on a Friday.
I want to let you know that I hadn't even thought of Bruce for this, but you're right.
The ringer, he said.
Feel Good Friday, Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce Branovich will walk out here, and if Bruce Branovich is able to accomplish any of the tasks that are normally accomplished to successfully do a giveaway, we'll have another one.
Okay.
10 $500 winners.
Go, Bruce.
All Bruce Branovich has got to do is something.
Come on, Bruce.
Right.
We don't know what it's going to be, but it's got to be something. What do you want to
Do
do,
it for
Bruce?
Croatia, Bruce. Come on.
Let's go back to the ball.
Here we go.
AJ said, do it for Croatia. And what we would like to say is, if you missed this first one, act as if the next one's the first one too.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Just throw. He can't hear me, but tell him just
look and
have a confident stroke, man. Just let it fly. Bro.
Remember what Coach Pagano said about you 1 week ago?
Yeah.
This guy's body language sucks.
Yeah.
Bruce Branovich, for 10 people to win. Okay, we're on the right path.
That's fine, though.
We're on the right path.
Slow it down a little.
We're on the right path there. For 10 people to win $500. One slipped a little bit. One slipped a little bit. It
Come
doesn't
on now,
matter.
Con, man. He needs our support.
Here you
Con.
go.
Come on,
nice
Connor.
and easy. Yeah, wipe
Support.
your hand off. You got this.
It's going in, Bruce. That a baby, Bruce.
Bangarang.
Okay, bonus ball.
Bonus ball. Bonus ball.
That was a good
Go
line.
for the net.
That
Go
was
for
a
the
real
net.
good line.
Shoot for the hoop.
No, keep going for the hoop.
Shoot, yeah.
It means you're damn near missing the backboard every time.
Boom.
That's over. Okay.
Oh,
All right, now think about this one. This is the last football here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, there's a Duke, but these hands aren't gripping anything
punt the
right
ball.
now.
for 10 people, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on the sweat.
Already. Bruce is spaghetti.
He's nervous.
You don't look calm and ready. Dial it in.
Yeah.
please.
Now drop a bomb.
Okay, can we?
Deep breath here.
Can we please, for 10 people to win $500?
That was a good
How's your
one.
best ball?
Yeah, 5 far.
It was.
You look calm and ready.
You
dude.
got a Duke. You got a Duke.
There's
you
a
got
baby
you got
Duke. You got a rugby ball.
You got a Duke. Uh-oh.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah, careful there.
Whoa, Bill.
No, hold the
Get
phone.
this guy up here.
Go to the bullpen.
Oh my God! You see that throw, AJ, from Bill?
Competition.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Billy Burrow fucking doing it. 10 people to
on,
win
Bill.
$500 if Bruce Branovich can make this Duke into that hoop right over there.
That's it. Oh, no. If it was a Duke, it's probably in because it's smaller.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, no.
Hey, that was a good throw. Same
stroke.
stroke. We're back, baby.
Basketball,
We got the
basketball.
fin. Hold on, we got the fin. We got the dorsal.
Your putt.
Basketball.
Going right to the putt.
You want the vortex?
Oh yeah, he'll drain these.
Jesus, Tony.
Pretty destructive. Pretty destructive.
Good whistle, though.
Fucking vortex.
Good. Look, Bruce is staying on the other
Stuck
side
to
now.
my
That's smart.
All right, Bruce.
Here you go, Brucey.
Here's the deal, Bruce. You make one of these 4 putts. 10 people win $500 because Bruce Braun is an absolute dog on the putting green. Last time he tried this, he went 1 of 1.
He's locked in with the last.
Let's go,
Brucey Woods.
Atta baby Bruce.
Go.
10 people, $500 because Bruce is an ace on the green. What a putt. What a day. Happy Feel Good Friday to everybody. Let's enjoy the hell out of championship weekend.
Hell yeah.
Big thank you to Rapoport for joining us, Kirk Herbstreit for joining us, and for AJ Hawk doing phenomenally all week.
Way to go, Hawk.
Ty and Connor, maybe the Toxic Table's best week yet.
Hell yeah.
Fun week.
It was a
about
good
it?
week.
Oh, nope. We'll do it next week.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I was going to make a bird call if there was anybody on the 5-hour energy phone lines. There's nobody on the line. Mitt, get him out. Mitt kicked him off the
He
line.
loves doing it.
We will definitely go back to that on Overreaction Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
1-833-432-3663 or 1-833, the number 4, We'll see you all on Overreaction Monday. Tone Diggs, great week. Everybody in the back, fantastic work as always. Mick, great work back on the phone lines. I appreciate you saving us about 2 hours here because I would have felt obligated to answer a few of those calls. To everybody else in our lives, thank you all so much. We will see you on Overreaction Monday when we know who the 2 teams will be that'll be vying to have their names in the record books forever.
Hell yeah.
Who will win their championships and represent their conferences in the Super Bowl. We'll talk about it on Monday. See you then. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. Goodbye.